All right, sports fans, welcome to Sports Night. Actually, late night with George tonight. I'm trying to get this done tonight. Hopefully, this goes fine. There's a lot to talk about. Uh, Hopefully, we can see our Miami Dolphins with a victory on Sunday. But this is going to be live. I'm going to be talking all kinds of sports tonight. It's wide open NBA, NFL playoffs. What do we see the playoffs? Team that's going to have to compete if they want to make this run to the end. There's a lot of interesting team out there that is not looking good for them right now. So, and the NBA today too. I mean, Lakers just got their butt whipped by the Celtics, 126-105. It wasn't even close. There was a lot of good games in the NBA. We had the Knicks beating who was it? And when I saw the score, I couldn't believe it. 146-112 over the Utah Jazz. Wow, man. But anyhow, we're going to get to the NBA and we're going to get to even the NHL hockey, what's going on in sports, all around sports. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. Hit the thumbs up, hit the like as you walk in. We're going to start with the NFL playoff picture. So I'm gonna look at this side because I got my computer on this side, and I'm gonna look at the other side. I got a different scoreboard from different places. So we're gonna start with your divisional leaders, and right now the Patriots, with the best record in the NFL, they lead on top of the AFC. Of course, you got number two, the Broncos. You got the Jaguars, number three. Jaguars are actually tied with the Colts. That's gonna be another division that winner takes all. Whoever wins and takes off with it. Okay, but don't forget the Houston. The Houston Texans are only one game behind that division. And then you have the Ravens are number four, the Chargers number five, the Colts are number six, and the Buffalo Bills are number seven. That is your playoff top seven. That is your divisional leader and your wild card leader. Then I'll tell you who's in the hunt in a few minutes. Then you have in the NFC, you have the Bears on top, the Rams, the Eagles number three, number four, the Buccaneers, number five, the Seahawks, number six, the Packers, number seven, the 49ers. Another good division. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight probably to the end of the season. Uh, Listen, in the hunt, it's amazing who's in the hunt, right? In the AFC, we have the Texans. Remember, they're 7-5. If either the Jaguars, which I tell you who plays on Sunday, because there's a lot of crucial game coming on Sunday that could determine a season failure for this team. The way the Colts started, they're struggling a little bit. Okay, they came out to a fast start, took over first place. Now they're tied with the Jaguars. So in the bubble, right? If you want to call it the bubble, in the hunt, whatever you want to call it, the Texans, the Steelers, the Chiefs, and the Dolphins. Believe it, the Miami Dolphins, the team that we said a while back, with a 1-6 record, they were not going to go anywhere. They looked terrible. They were bad, and I was one of them. And not that I criticize. They fired the GM. They get rid of Jaden Phillip to the Eagles. I'm not saying they had nothing to do with it, but something happened that it changed the whole team around. And now they start playing together and showing up every Sunday. Now, ugly games, yeah, ugly games. Not that mean. Now they dominated against the Atlanta Falcons. They dominated against the Buffalo Bills. But the last two games with the Commanders and the Saints, one of the worst team in football, they didn't look that good. Now, does that mean that, hey, uh, it's pro football, regardless how you win? It's a W. At the end of the day, it counts. So anyhow, on the NFC, you got the Lions, the Panthers, the Cowboys. Tough loss for the Cowboys last night, guys. That was a heck of a game against Detroit. Okay, 44 to 30. Uh, Listen, they were leading big. They came back. cut the lead by 3. They couldn't hold it. I could say something. I was looking at the officiating on that game. There's a lot of stuff going on right now that this is where I always say this. It is so important, okay, when you play these games and then the officiating, the officials, sorry, are making the bad calls, not looking at the right thing. And that could cost a team a playoff down the road. Now, I know a lot of people say the games are fixed and all that. I'm not going to go into that, guys. It's pro football. You got to win every Sunday. Unfortunately, you can't win every Sunday, but that's what it is, right? So, once again, Lions, Panthers, Cowboys, even Falcons, they still got the Vikings in it. The Commanders, I doubt it, guys. Those guys are actually eliminated. I think I'll stop at the 11th seed. The 11th seed still have a chance. If they get hot, they have a chance. But I still believe you need 11 games to make this playoff run. If you don't win 11 games, it's not going to happen. Okay? So, give me a second. I'm going back and forth because I'm getting updates, live updates. So, but anyhow, if you haven't joined in the chat, you could join in the chat and hey, we could talk. I'm here late tonight. I'm gonna bring live scoreboard. There's NBA still going. Hey, Carlos, how you doing? Thank you for joining in. So, whatever you guys want to do tonight, hop in, enjoy it. It's gonna be fun. So that is your NFL right now, right? So, what do I see? Well, here's what I see. Look at the schedule for Sunday, which has plenty of playoff implication, and this could hurt any team if it happens. So I'm gonna give you the schedule, and let me get to my bracket here. All right, here we go. All right, so here's the schedule for the game for Sunday. Watch how close this is. All right, so we are in week 14, right? So we already had the Lions beating the Cowboys 44-30 on Monday night. Now, Seahawks and Falcons. Seahawks 9-3, Falcons 4-8. Okay, that could go either or. I think the Seahawks should take down the Falcons, and that should be the season for the Falcons completely. Then this is the big one at 1:00. Steelers at Ravens. Who won it the most? Pittsburgh, as they're starting 4-1, they have lost They're 2-5 in the last 7 games. Listen, I'm gonna say this to Steeler fan. I know they're talking about Mike Tomlin. Get it out of there. Mike Tomlin, listen. I had this conversation with a Pittsburgh Steeler fan, okay? And we talk about adjustments in the football game. We talk about, coach getting in other coaches' faces and telling the coach, hey, we got to change this, because why? Because supposedly Mike Tomlin is the head coach, right? So what does an offensive coach do? What do a defensive coach does? Okay, they have a responsibility. Same thing as the head coach, because the head coach is the leader of the team. But now you want Mike Tomlin out while he is the winningest coach, never had a losing season. Okay? He always won 10-plus game, always take this team to the playoffs. Listen, you guys almost won the playoff 2 years ago against Buffalo with a second-string quarterback, Rudolph. I'm going to tell you where the Pittsburgh Steelers failed, guys. All right? First of all, you got Ramsey. You got Juno Smith. You got Aaron Rodgers. That was the first mistake the Pittsburgh Steelers did. I have nothing against Aaron Rodgers, guys. I really don't. But listen, retired, man. Let it go. You're getting beat so much. Your offensive line is terrible. Okay? Use your running back. I feel that this offensive coach is not helping this team. All right? DJ Metcalf, what happened to him lately? Dropping balls. I don't know. It's a mixture of things with this team, okay? The defense, they're getting ran over every freaking game. Remember, you guys led 7-3 at halftime. Now, you might say 7-3 is not a big margin, but you still led, but you couldn't hold it, right? Because here comes Buffalo, and they start running. The sad part is they run the same play every time, and the defensive coach never make an adjustment. You can say, well, it's Mike Tomlin that didn't make the adjustment. It doesn't have to be Mike Tomlin. That's why you got a defensive coach. That Tomlin could go in the guy's face and say, hey, man, what's going on? It's not working out. We got to change this. We're getting beat up front. All right? But then, once again, the same players that criticized Miami, that talked bad about Miami, that Miami was soft, that Miami had this, McDaniel and Ramsey did not get along. Yeah, why? Because McDaniel went to Ramsey's face and told him, hey, you're the captain, of this defense. Get these people playing. And you might say, well, George, maybe that's not the players. Well, guess what? Then don't carry the C on your uniform. Take it off. So that's one of the things that that. Let's be honest. You gotta look at this all the way around, the whole picture. You just can't say Mike Tomlin is not that good. He must be good. And listen, you guys lose Mike Tomlin and you go to another team. And listen, I'm a Dolphin. I'll take him right now. The Giants will take him right now. And don't be surprised that Mike Tomlin was probably want to be one of these head coaches that get traded for a first-round pick. I will not doubt it. Or Tomlin, might say, hey, man, this is it. You want me out? I'm gone. I'm okay with it. But this is a crucial game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. You're going on the road to face Lamar Jackson, which Baltimore's also struggling. They're struggling, big time. Both teams look terrible. All right, so then you got Titans and Brown, which the winner, hey, good luck on that one. Then the other one that's good, the Colts and the Jaguars. Here we go for the division lead. One of these teams loses and Texans beat the Chiefs. the Texans are back in the race there. Unfortunately, what's going to hurt Miami, if the Colts continue to lose, they have a game advantage over Miami. If Ravens continue to lose, they also have an advantage over Miami if it gets to the playoff run. This is why you got to win your games, man. I don't care whether you play good teams or bad teams. At the end of the day, you play football, you beat your team, and move on. All right, so then you have Commanders and Vikings, two teams that are probably out of it already. Dolphins and Jets. Another game that I'm going to say the Dolphins better not fall asleep on this one. This, for me, I feel like a trap game. I feel this could really, really put a big, big hurt on the Miami Dolphins. Now, what is Miami Dolphins' issue right now, guys? It's not running the ball. It's Tua Tagovailoa. Listen, I love the guy. Don't get me wrong. I have nothing against the guy, but my God, he is struggling big time. I'm not going to use an excuse. He doesn't have Tyreek Hill. It doesn't matter. You got Waddle. Okay? You have Waller, the tight end. You got Malik Washington. You need to spread out Cedric Wilson. You need to do something here to spread this out. Okay? He needs to open this up. Supposedly, the running game brings in the passing game. Well, Tua is just completely struggling, guys. I don't know how he won the last two games, but I'm going to tell you how, running the ball, right? So now this one is run the ball until the Jets stop you. Once the Jets stop the run, here's my question to you guys. Can Tua do it with his arm? If you ask me, right now, I don't trust his arm. This is why it is a trap game for the Miami Dolphins. Because I guarantee you, the Jets are not that good either, okay? They're not good, but they're playing better ball now. They could put a damper on the Dolphins, and they could just say, hey, if we could stop the run and stop A-Chain, we're going to let Tua beat us. And that's what I'm worried about right now. Now, don't be surprised McDaniel will make a quarterback change. If that's the case, then, guys, listen, what can I tell you? All right, and then you have the Saints and Buccaneers, which the Buccaneers lead their division too. Then you have a good one, the Bengals at the Buffalo Bills. Joe Burrow's back. Now you're facing the Buffalo Bills. Listen, the Buffalo Bills is not as good as you think they are. They're not, guys. Defensively, they're not as good as you think they are. That's going to be a game to watch also. Then you have Broncos and Raiders. What happened? Okay, the Raiders are 2-10. Broncos are 10-2. It doesn't matter. It's a divisional game. Once again, a divisional game. And Denver's playing. And let me tell you, Denver's probably the worst 10-2 team that's in the league right now. They're winning because of their defense. Because Bo Nix is having a bad season, guys. I'm sorry. Then here's a crucial one too, and that's going to be at 4:25. These games are 4 o'clock, by the way. You have the Bears and the Packers. Man, the Bears 9-3 against the Packers 8-3. That's going to be another good game. So you have a lot of games that had playoffs implication. You got games that division lead. I mean, it's going to be interesting this Sunday. Then you have the Rams and the Cardinals. The Rams 9-3, the Cardinals 3-9. Another divisional game. Who knows? Then you got Sunday night football. That's the big one. The 7-5 Texans versus the 6-6 Chiefs. Let me tell you, the Chiefs are looking bad, guys. They're looking bad. They are looking bad. Now, the Chiefs win this one 7-6. Texans go to 7-6. Okay. Then the hunt for the wild card, it's going to get tighter. If Texans win, it's going to be a three teams division. Who wants it at the end? Because they place each other. So that is the AFC. NFC. Listen, I'm going to go to the NFC for a second. Let me go to the NFC. All right, here we go. Standings. And I'm going to go with the standings because the standings is going to make it more easier for me to. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. And this is how I feel. All right, so the Eagles 8-4. You have the Cowboys at 6-6. Bears 9-3. Green Bay 8-3. Detroit 8-5. So anything can happen in these games. Okay, then you got the Rams at 9-3, Seattle 9-3, San Francisco 9-4. Look how tight these divisions are in the NFC. Unfortunately, we might have a team with a good record not making the playoffs. Boy, is that terrible. It is terrible. So a lot of games on Sunday, a lot of playoff implication. Who's going to win? Who knows? I did make a video, if you didn't watch it, about the Grinch. It was so funny. The Grinch stole Christmas. Well, the Grinch is about to steal these teams' actual playoff bound, the way I see it. So now we're going to look at the NBA. Boy, the NBA is fresh. It's early. It's not a big deal. Lakers started good. They're struggling a little bit once again. We don't know what LeBron James' career is going to be, guys. What he wants to do. He wants to play. He wants to retire. I don't know. It's just too much going on right now in sports. Too much going on. But who knows? Who knows? I feel that down the stretch, okay, especially in the NBA, because you play, 82 games in the NBA. Once again, injuries. Stay healthy. Try to make that run. Try to get some streaks going on. Because listen, I'm gonna give you some standings in the NBA, and there's some good standing in the NBA. And let me start with before I give you the scoreboard, guys, the live scoreboard, because I am live right now. All right, you got the Pistons at 18-5. That's the Eastern Conference. Okay, 18-5. You have the Knicks at 15-7. You got Toronto Raptors at 15-9. You got the Orlando Magic 14-9. Celtics, of course, they beat the Lakers. They killed the Lakers. Sorry to say killed, but I don't use that word here. They destroyed. That sounds better. Destroyed the Lakers. The Heat 14-9. They lost again tonight. Then it comes 76ers, Cleveland Cavaliers, Atlanta Hawks, and the Milwaukee Bucks. And then you got the Bulls, Charlotte Hornets, Brooklyn Nets, Indiana Pacers, Washington Wizards, 5-18, 5-18, and 5-17. Terrible. And 7-16. I mean, terrible, terrible. In the Western Conference, here we go. 21-1, the best record. Oklahoma City Thunder. The Oklahoma City Thunder, 21-1, followed by the Rockets. The Lakers are right behind them at 16-6. Rockets are 15-5. The Nuggets are 16-6. San Antonio is 15-7. Then you got the Minnesota Timberwolves at 14-8. Then comes Phoenix Suns, Golden State Warriors, Memphis Grizzlies, Portland Trail Blazers, and then here comes the worst team, the New Orleans Pelicans at 3 wins, 20 losses. Then comes Sacramento Kings, 5-17. The Clippers are 6-17. The Dallas Mavericks, which I can't believe it, 8-15, and Utah Jazz, 8-14. Now let me get you some scoreboard from the NBA. A lot of games played tonight and today. I'm gonna give you the early finals. We had the 76er beating the Bucks 116-101. We had the Grizzlies beating the Clippers 107-98. These are all finals, guys. The Houston Rockets beating the Suns 117-98. We had the Indiana Pacers beating the Bulls 120-105. We had the Hornets beating the Raptors 111-86. We had the Knicks beating the Utah Jazz 146-112. That's what I said earlier. You had the Pistons beating the Trailblazers 122-116. You had the Cavaliers beating the Spurs 130-117. I mean, you got some high-scoring game tonight. You had the Nuggets beating the Hawks 134-133. You had the Magic beating the Heat 106-105. That was a close game. You had the Celtics beating the Lakers 126-105. And right now, in the fourth, we have the Thunders on top of the Mavericks, not even close, 122-94 with 4:29 remaining. Listen, you start with a fast start, and you want to end up with a fast start also. Sometimes these teams start so good at the beginning, and they take off, and then in the half of the season, they start tumbling down. And that's part of sports, guys. You know, we like to win every game in the NBA. We like to win every game in the NFL. But hey, you know how it goes. It's just it's a total business, okay? Just a business. Then let's go to the NHL, and this is going to be hockey tonight. So hockey, Florida Panthers are not looking good either, guys. You know, world champion, what you want to call it. So, all right, let's look at standings before I go to the live scoreboard. And the chat's open for anybody to come in. Any comments about your team? How do you feel about your team? I know it's late night. I did start late night tonight. Just came up. And see if anybody wants to join the chat and talk about your team. We can talk about baseball, football, and I'm talking about baseball in a few minutes because the Orioles are making some move. Listen, pitching, if you don't have pitching, man, you can't win in baseball. But anyhow, let me not change the subject. Let me go back to hockey. So right now at the Eastern Conference Atlantic, Tampa Bay Lightning has played 27 games. They're 16-9. Followed by the Bruins at 16-13. You had the Montreal Canadiens at 14-9. Detroit Red Wings, they are 14-11. Then you got Utah Senators at 13-10. Maple Leafs 13-10. Florida Panthers are 12-12. They're struggling big time. Then comes the Buffalo Sabres 11-13. In the Metropolitan Division, the Capitals are 17-9. Followed by the Hurricanes, Carolina Hurricanes at 16-8. You got Pittsburgh Penguins at 14-7. The Flyers are 15-8. You got the New York Islanders at 15-10. You got New Jersey at 16-11. The Rangers are 15-12. We have Columbus Blue Jackets at 13-9. Then in the Western Conference Central, of course, the Colorado Avalanche 19-2, followed by the Dallas Star at 19-5. You got the Minnesota Wilds at 15-8. The Utah Mammoth, that's a new team, 14-12. The Chicago Blackhawks at 12-9. Winnipeg Jets at 14-12. The Blues at 9-12. Nashville 10-13. Then in the Pacific, Vegas Golden Knights at 13-6. Then followed by Anaheim Ducks at 16-10. Then you have the Kings at 12-8. The Oilers at 12-11. San Jose Sharks at 13-13. And in all these sports is early, guys, very early. Okay, they're very early. I mean, there's still a lot of games to play. The only thing is you got NFL, you got NBA, and you got NHL, and we are like 2 months away from Major League Baseball spring training. Believe it or not, that's how quick time goes out. And then you have the. Let me go back to the Seattle Kraken. I think it is 11-8. Calgary Flames 10-15, and then Vancouver Canuck is the last team with 10-15. That is your hockey. So you have your hockey, your NBA, and your NFL. And listen, baseball, Oriole fans, those that are Oriole fans out here, we have a young team, right? By the way, Cedric Mullins signed with the who was it? Was it God? Who did Cedric Mullins sign? I just saw it today. I was shocked who signed him. Oh, the Tampa Bay Rays signed Mullins for 1 year. And I look at the Orioles. Okay, we need a veteran hitter, a good veteran hitter in the lineup to help these young kids. Okay, listen, I think we have a great lineup. I believe that sometimes we gotta cut these players, and when I mean players that have been with the team for a long time. Mountcastle, I like him a lot, guys, but injured the whole rest of the year. Pitching is what hurt the Orioles last year. Okay, pitching is what they need, and the first thing they signed was the guy from the Angels. I said, what in the world are they doing here? And then they trade I think it was Rodriguez for the guy, and I could not believe what they did. I mean, you need pitching, and you get rid of pitching. You ask me why. But the Orioles, this offseason, they've done pretty well. Let me see if I can find them here. Where is my team? All right, here we go. And I tell you, the Orioles had a bad season, guys. Real bad season. All right, here we go. Transaction. I'm looking for the Orioles. So, the Orioles claim outfielder Will Robinson on waiver from Pittsburgh, claim catcher Drew Romo on waiver from Colorado, agreed to term with left-hander Andrew Magno, a minor league contract, agreed to term with right-hander Ryan Hensley for a 2-year major league contract. So they're trying to build their pitching, okay? Then they sent infielder Luis Vasquez to Norfolk. Of course, they sent him down. And then this is November. This is actually from November to December 5th. Acquire second baseman Peyton Ellis from the Minnesota Twins to exchange catcher Alex Jackson. Tender 2026 contract to left-handed pitcher Kean Akins. Right-hander Kyle Bradish. Janelle Cano. Infielder Gunnar Henderson. Right-hander Dean Kramer. Infielder Mountcastle. You got to get rid of Mountcastle. I know they're going to give him a chance. I love the left-hander Trevor Rogers. I like they kept him. Catcher Adley Rushman. Outfielder Taylor Ward. That's the guy they picked up, Taylor Ward. So they have Taylor Ward. Right-hander pitcher Tyler Wells agreed to terms with the right-hander Felix Bautista on a 1-year contract. So the team added depth, but they still need pitching if they want to make it. The American League East is going to be tough this year coming up. The Yankees always going to be there. The Red Sox, Tampa. So who knows? Who knows? But baseball is almost around the corner. And I'm an Oriole fan, and this team, for me, was missing a veteran hitter to help these young kids. Listen, when they let Anthony Santander go, man, what was it a big mistake? You might have said that he probably hit for average and all that, but it doesn't matter. Anthony Santander was a heck of a player for the Orioles. And so does Mullen. Mullen is one of the best center fielder there is in baseball. But apparently he's out with Tampa, so. But let's see what happens. Anyhow, I'm live here in the chat. You guys could join in, talk about anything you want in the chat. I do have a lot of subscribers that have subscribed to my channel. I want to thank you for that. So, let me get back here. Let me shut this down. All right. And listen, guys, there's only 20 more days for Christmas. 20 more days for Christmas. All right. 20 more. Okay, let me take this out of the way. There it is. There is 20 more days for Christmas. Are you guys ready? Are your kids ready? I'm going to tell you, I'm ready. I'm ready until God tells me what to do. I'll be honest with you guys. This is a time to spend with families and friends, guys. Same thing I say in Thanksgiving. That is the most important thing, spending it together. But yes, I am live tonight, late tonight. I am late tonight. I really am. I want people to join the chat. If you haven't joined the channel, subscribe to the channel. We talk all kinds of sports here. If you're a Dolphin fan, you can hop in as a Dolphin fan. Any kind of fan, sports fans you are from any other team, we could talk about your team. I know that this Sunday, for sports fans, prepare yourself because it's going to be a lot of surprises coming up. And you're going to see upsets. I believe you're going to see upsets on Sunday. Things that you say, wow, I didn't see this coming. But, hey, that's what happens. This is part of the sports, guys. This is part of sports. Okay? Everybody comes in. You think that it's going to be an easy team. You could beat them. But at the end of the day, man, if you don't wait till the last whistle blows, I mean, don't predict yourself and don't commit yourself like, hey, listen, it's playoff time. You got teams in the hunt. You got teams in the wild card. You got teams struggling. Teams that started good and struggled, and now they're actually competing for their, you can say, for their life, because they say, hey, what happened here? We started. Look at Pittsburgh, 4-1. They're 2-5 in the last 7 games. Look what happened to the Colts after a great start. They have faltered back. Team that surprised me, the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence coming back from the Achilles, having a decent year. Their defense, things like that, you say, wow. And the Dolphins started 1-6. And now little by little, they're coming back. Now they won, 3-4 games in a row. They're 5-7. They beat the Jets this Sunday. You're talking 6-7. And look out, they go to Pittsburgh. Now, of course, the Dolphins, just to give you a heads up, if you just entered, the Dolphins are 0-8 in cold weather, 45 and below. But hey, the game is at 1 o'clock. It's not as windy as it is. I think it's calling for 7 miles an hour wind in the Meadowlands. So, I'm going to say something. I'm running out of excuses when I said that the team cannot win in the cold weather. All these players have played in college. They have played in cold weather. I think that's one of the excuses. My thing is, can the coaches execute in the cold weather? Because, hey, you go to study the films, you do all this. So don't even go there. Don't even use excuses. I mean, one thing as a Dolphin fan, we're running out of excuses, right? So we want to win. At least I'll be happy if they go 10-7. And let's say they don't make the playoffs, right? They go 10-7. Well, I guess McDaniel saved his job. Unfortunately, Tua will be here for one more year. Probably two. But Tua needs to break out, guys. Tua needs to come out and have a breakout game. If he doesn't do that, we are in a major bind. I believe that's one of the things that, I'm concerned about Tua Tagovailoa. Nothing bad about the guy. I love the guy. Don't get me wrong. I follow him. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I even have his collection here and everything. And that was one thing that it was my wife got me for, and I have the collection of Tua Tagovailoa. I love the guy from Alabama. Came in, great guy, but listen, concussion and getting hit, he's not the same guy. Tua is not the same guy, and I want to tell to everybody they're not the same guy. But listen, if you join in, be sure you hit the like button, man. Come in and talk about your team. We could talk about your team. It's wide open, man. It's wide open. Any sports you want to talk about, NBA, hockey, whatever's going on around sports, and there's a lot going around sports right now. So let me tell you that there's a lot going around sports. A lot of stuff going on Sunday with I say once again, playoff implication. You got the NBA just started. Lakers got beat bad tonight. Of course, no LeBron James. And that's fine because he has not determined what he wants to do. If he wants to play, he don't want to play. He just have no idea what he wants to do. So it's sad to say that, but it's so true. Sometimes, listen, I'm going to go back to Pittsburgh Steelers for a second. Rodgers should not be playing. Listen, I know Steeler fans are not going to like what I'm going to say. If you thought that Rodgers was going to save you, tell the Jets. You know who Brett Favre Rodgers remind me of Brett Favre. Rodgers remind me of Brett Favre. The moment he left Green Bay, went to New York, then went to Minnesota. Because that was the plan for Rodgers, to go to Minnesota. My gosh. And we got Ramsey. We got Juice Smith. Jonnu Smith. Oh, we're going to the Super Bowl. I remember they put the 3 pictures of all players together. And look what they done, and even DK Metcalf. It's been a total failure. Can they turn it around? This is where they have to turn it around. This is where the Pittsburgh Steelers have to turn it around. This game against the Ravens, this Sunday, coming up, if they don't turn this around and the Ravens beat them, and listen, you got two teams, and I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to get nasty. These two teams are basically heading in the same direction. Who would have known that the Bengals would have beat? Okay, who would have known this? The Bengals beat the Ravens. Bengals were the worst defense. Here comes Joe Burrow, and Joe Burrow whipped their behind in their home stadium. And now Pittsburgh go to Baltimore, and let's be honest, Pittsburgh has a better record playing in Baltimore than playing at their house, and they have Lamar Jackson number regardless. But listen. If Henry can't run the ball, because Henry lately, I don't know. What happened to Derrick Henry? What happened to all these good players lately? What has happened to these teams? To these teams too. The team that started red hot, that were over in first place, and right now they just collapse. You're going into the stretch of the run of the playoffs, and you're collapsing. Look at the Colts. They were on top. Now they're tied with Jacksonville. And they got a big game on Sunday against Jacksonville for the division lead. Who wants it more? Who's hungry? Who wants it more? These are the things that I see. The Miami Dolphins starts at 1-6, and 2-7. Now they're 5-7. Who would have known this was going to happen? We talked bad about them, and I did. We criticized them. We did. But I'm going to tell you what they did. They got rid of Greer. The moment they got rid of Greer, and I had to say this, and the only trade they did when the trade deadline came in, they only traded Phillip. We thought we were going to trade Chubbs. We thought we were going to trade, no, it never happened. It takes one player to spark the team. It takes one player to just come in and say, hey, I want to win. And listen, who doesn't want to win in this sports? Everybody wants to win the sports. But I can tell you, there's a lot of good games on Sunday. I'm gonna be on. I'm planning to go live for the Dolphins game, hopefully on Sunday against the Jets. But at the same time, I'm gonna go live on other games because you got Texans and the Chiefs. You got Pittsburgh at the Ravens. I mean, you got some good games. You got Chicago at Green Bay. Listen, this is going to determine how good Chicago is. This is going to determine how really good Green Bay is. And right now, I mean, this is a stretch where your team has to just crank it up and take off with it. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Okay, this is part of the sport here. Either you man up, you play your game, go to the next level, or just give it up. Call it a season. And there's teams that quit at the end. And yeah, I know there's people saying, man, they're the Jets are playing for the first round pick. You know what? The Jets had so many first round pick and they still can't figure it out. Let's be honest. They have so many. Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Abel. They got so many picks for what? Where the Jets is going? The only thing is Miami. This is a crucial game for the Dolphins. It is very, very crucial for the Miami Dolphins. This is a trap game. I said that in one of my podcast 305 Gridiron. Check their channel. Able to. I mean, you could check. Everybody just here at the channel. Yeah, me too, man. It scares me because I feel that when you come into the Meadowlands and you know what I'm really scared, to be honest with you, Abel? I'm going to tell you what I'm really scared. I'm really scared with Tua Tagovailoa. The moment the Jets stop the run, they're going to put Tua, all right, you beat me with your arm. And I'm going to tell you the truth, I don't trust him beating anybody with his arm right now, the way he's throwing the ball. That's my personal opinion. And I'm afraid that this man, now, I hope he has a game that he has 300 yards, 3 TDs, no interception, and we win the game. And that's my only concern. Because listen, if he struggle, will McDaniel sit him, bench him, and take out Wilson or Quinn? I know you might say, well, we have a better chance with Tua than with Quinn and Wilson. But, man, I don't know. It's just scary. It's scary right now for me. It's scary. It just, I don't know what to tell you. I look at this and I don't know what to tell you. Right now, Tua Tagovailoa, all right? And I love the guy. Don't get me wrong. I was a Tua guy and but listen, there's something wrong with him. Let's be honest. There's something wrong with that quarterback. Well, I don't know. Are they wearing their jersey, their black jersey, or is it different color on the road? Or is it the Jets wearing their rivalry jersey? I know the Jets going to wear their rivalry jersey. Listen, I don't know, man. One thing is what happened to Waddle last week against the Saints. Oh, the Jets, yeah. The Jets are, yeah. The Jets. I don't know. Listen, looking at the statistics of both of this team, there's no difference. The only difference is Miami has played better ball the last 4 games, but the Jets also gotten better playing. I don't know, man. Yeah, Gotham City jersey. I don't know, man. I this game gives me the creep, man. Like you said, it gives me. I just hope Miami can start fast, quick, and take this team and put them behind and say, hey, man, you got to catch me from behind. I know it's a rivalry game. It's going to be closer than you think it is. I think I get a score of 24-16, 24-17. I'll probably find it closer than that. It might end up into a kicker battle. Who knows? The good thing is the weather. It's what? It's in the 40s, and the wind is only 7 miles an hour. Yeah, wow, that's amazing. You're gonna pick the same score. Yeah, that's what I said. I don't see it. Unless Miami do a 30 points like they did the Buffalo Bills and they did the Atlanta. Because I tell you, that's the only two games Miami has played well: Atlanta Falcons and against the Buffalo Bills. Even though Allen still had 300 yards in that game, but still. And one thing that I did not discuss: the turnovers. Man, I just hope Tua don't turn the ball over, man. That's all I'm saying. A-Chain, and this is statistic there, A-Chain is not good running in cold weather either. Now, he did it good in Buffalo, but against the Jets, he doesn't have a good record running the ball. So, but once again, it's not the same New York Jets. I won't say depleted Jets, but I'm going to say a team with a bunch of rookies, young guys, offensive line. So that's going to be a plus for Miami. I think that's where Miami has the advantage on the defensive side. On the offensive side, we should have the advantage too, but they got Hall. He could run. I mean, I don't know. Is it Miami front seven show up in this game? Does Weaver have a game plan? Give me a trade. Yeah, I made a video. I made a video of A-Chain doing that with the train. Listen, my worry is this, and I forgot to say that to the 305 Gridiron. And God forbid that A-Chain goes down. Now, we have Ollie Gordon. We have Jalen Wright. That's how deep we are in the running back. But don't you think you're going to need A-Chain down the stretch? Because, man, that guy has rushed, 597 yards in the last 4 games? I don't know. And I'm not a stats guy, statistics, because I believe statistics don't win games. It's what W is. You win the game with a W. Statistics are fine. I mean, they're fine because that's for the player, but it's winning the game. But who knows? Who knows? I just feel that Miami defense need to step up for this game, and Tua has to give us a better performance, man. Because that's what I was hearing Joe Rose talking in his podcast, former Dolphin tight end, and he made a comment very interesting. If Tua struggle, who do you have besides Quinn and Wilson? So McDaniel's going to have a game plan for that. But who knows? Who knows? And you got great games coming on Sunday. I don't know if you joined earlier. You got Texans and KC. That's a game for the Dolphins to watch. After, of course, take care of your business first before that happens. You got Pittsburgh and Ravens. That's another one. See, this is what's going to hurt the Dolphins. I believe they go 10-7. To be honest, I feel so comfortable they'll go 10-7. Question: what does Tua have to do in this game? Yards, least, and I believe Tua needs. I'm gonna give you my numbers for Tua, right? I think Tua has to be 22 out of 27 for 300, let's say 5 yards and 3 touchdowns in this game. Now, I know I'm asking for too much. Yeah, Jackson Indy's going to be good. That's going to be, and listen, if Jackson Indy are tied for the division, then you got the Texans. If the Texans beat the Chiefs, they're only one game out of first place. It could be a three-way tie in that, of course, two-way tie, and the other team on the bottom, which is the ones on top. So you're gonna have two teams with the same record, 8-5, and the top one's gonna be 9-3. That's crazy. And that's why I think it's gonna be difficult for Miami. Why? Because who beat us? The Colts. Who beat us? The Ravens. So for us to surpass these two teams, okay, I'd rather have the Ravens win the division, and Pittsburgh, we go to Pittsburgh, which is another cold weather. We beat Pittsburgh, and we go 7-7. I'm gonna say we have a chance. But man, you got so many good teams ahead of us. It's a shot. It's just a shot right now. Looking at the schedule, looking at Miami's schedule, and looking at the other team's schedule. But the other teams, like the Jacksonvilles they still got to face their division at the end. So does Pittsburgh. So does Ravens. Right. Exactly. The team that beat us is going to take. They're going to have to take the division. That's the only way Miami. I mean, because if they don't, they're going to have the tiebreaker, and that's what I'm trying to tell everybody. They'll have the tiebreaker against us unless they go on a bad streak and lose the rest of the games, and Miami go on top. I believe you got to be 11-7, but Miami. I mean, not 11-7, 11-6 to make it, and with that 7 loss. That's going to be 10-7. That's going to be difficult. I think 10 wins. 10 wins are going to make it. I don't know, man. That's going to be tough for the Dolphins. Now, can they do it? I hope they can. I really would like them to at least make the wild card. I don't care if they get eliminated, but they made the playoffs. Now, I would like to win one, yes, but that's going to be difficult. Looking at the schedule and looking at right now, they're ranked 11th on the hunt, 11th. And right now, we got teams that, listen, for the first time, we might not even see KC make it. And I don't mind with that either. I'm tired to see Patrick Mahomes. But who knows? Who knows? My thing is Tua will be the key factor in this game. And I just said it. Would Tua continue to struggle? Yes, exactly. I agree. Totally agree with you. The next two games is going to be it's going to tell us. It's really going to tell us who we are. Now I know that. Listen, we beat the Saints. We beat the Commanders. But those two games, I'm going to be honest with you. And like I say, you can agree or disagree. I'll take the win. Of course, it doesn't matter how ugly it is. But, man, it was ugly. It was ugly. The defense bailed us out the last two games. Have you noticed? We had the interception. And then we had a 2-point interception, which I don't like that call. The 2-point interception by Mika Fitzpatrick. Then we had the interception against Marcus Mariota. So the defense has bailed this team out back-to-back weeks. My thing is, would Tua bail out us? So that's my thing. I mean, would Tua really respond? I would like to see Tua Tagovailoa at least throw 3 touchdown passes. I mean, his passing ratings are terrible, man. I mean, very terrible across the board. And I don't like to say this, But I think there's something wrong with that hip. And I've been saying that in Dirk's channel in Frozen Fin a while back. You throw with your hip. You're throwing with your arm with your hip. And his velocity, his ball, man. And then Waddle. Waddle has to be the go-to guy. Waddle has to be the number one receiver. And Waddle has not shown me he's the number one receiver. And people say, well, they're putting pressure on Waddle. Buddy, Waddle had great years without Tyreek Hill being in this team. I think they got to find that connection again. And if they do that, look out. This team is going to be very, very... it's funny how now ESPN and all these sports channels are saying, look out for Miami. Look out for the Dolphins. Wouldn't that be nice if they could make the playoffs? That would be nice. And that's something I would like McDaniel and Tua at least win a playoff game. I know it's going to be difficult down the road. But hey, man. Because remember, if they win all out, regardless of whether they win or not, they're going to be here next year. We're going to eat that salary cap from Tua. Unfortunately, one more year. Now, let me ask you a question. Would you like Mike Tomlin to become a coach of the Dolphins? Even though he's not, they want him out of Pittsburgh? Because this question was asked today. I did talk to a Pittsburgh Steeler fan. Here's the question that I was asked. Would you rather have a coach that wins 10 to 11 games a season, like Tomlin has never had a losing season, or you rather have a coach that win the playoff? Because Tomlin made it to the playoff against the Buffalo Bills. If it wasn't for the fumble, and he made it with the backup quarterback, Rudolph, 2 years ago in the cold weather in Buffalo? So I'll take Mike Tomlin anytime. I think he's a heck of a coach. I'm sorry. I have nothing against people saying, well, get him out of there. Well, I heard rumors today about probably even trade him for a first-round pick. Can you imagine that? And that happened before. I think that he'll be the second coach that happened. That they trade the coach for a first-round pick. Ain't that weird? But that's the NFL for you. But yeah, I like Mike Tomlin. What can I tell you, man? I take that coach anytime. Listen, I'll keep McDaniel as an offensive coach because that's what he's good at as an offensive coach, and I make Mike Tomlin a head coach of the Dolphins. Now the injury list, I forgot to say the injury list. I saw Austin Jackson is going to play, even though he had a foot problem, and Brewer is out. I think he's out. Yeah, I'll take John Harbaugh. Me too. That's the only two coaches right now. Actually, that's a good point because if Harbaugh loses to the Steelers, his job will be on the line too. And that's the only two. I think that's the only two best coaches. I'm gonna tell you a coach I'll take, but he retired. It's Bruce Arian. He used to be the defensive coach, I think, or the defensive coach for the Steelers. The defensive coach for the Steelers. But I'll take Mike Tomlin or Harbaugh. I don't care. I really will. Listen. Right now, I know we about to battle a divisional rival on Sunday. My thing is, man, Dolphins don't fall asleep, man. I just don't fall. I just feel it's a trap game, man. I don't know why I say that, and I think the Dolphins will win, but I don't know, man. man, when you play these rivalry games, man. I mean, the Jet has nothing to lose, man. The Jets got nothing to lose. I mean, Miami has all all the sense of winning this game. I mean, it's theirs. Now, if they're looking ahead of Pittsburgh, I hope not. I hope not. Take this game in this cold weather, win it, and then we'll talk about Pittsburgh next week. Man, who knows? But you got some great games, man, on Sunday. I'll be close to that TV. Trust me. I'm gonna try to go live. By the way, I'm gonna try to go live for the first time. I haven't been live in a while with work and everything. That's why I went live tonight. And I know it's kind of difficult because people go to bed at this time. So I said, let me go live tonight and get some scoreboard. If you could just join me, I did the NHL, I did the NBA, and then by the way, you watched that game last night, Monday night, Cowboys and Detroit. Wow, man, that was a heck of a game. Especially both kickers. We had a 65-yard field goal. The guy made. I think the guy made four straight 50-yard plus field goals. I say, wow, man, that's crazy. And Dallas fought back. Dallas was losing big, and they came back and cut the lead. I think it was 30-27. But after that, it was all Detroit. Yeah, I tell you, listen. Oh man, the Cowboys. Listen. You gotta give credit to the Cowboys too, man. You beat two Super Bowl teams back to back. You beat the Eagles, and you beat Kansas City. Then you go to Detroit, Michigan. To Detroit, and you're facing a good, tough Lion team, and you gotta give them a chance, man. Oh, the NFC Dolphins. Listen, will you have a problem if the Dolphins move from division? And what division you think they'll play? You know what I think they'll play? In the same division with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play. You will have two Florida teams there. Tampa, well, Tampa's, Tampa, Florida, and you have the Dolphins. Or you go to the division with the Jaguar plays. That would be amazing. Imagine that for real. But once again, who knows, man? Who really knows? If anybody's here, man, join the chat. It's open night tonight, man. Talk about every sport you want, everything you want to talk to. Don't forget to hit the like button as you come in. Listen, we're talking playoffs. We're talking NBA. If you want to talk NBA, if you want to talk about hockey. Hey, I'm a Panther fan. I'm a Laker fan. And right now, Lakers and Panthers are struggling. Just to give you a heads up. I mean, Lakers not as bad. They're 16-6, but can somebody tell LeBron James to retire, please? And then I'm a Dolphin fan, of course. So, and then we got baseball too. So Abel, besides the Dolphins, who are your team in other sports? Besides the Miami Dolphins, who do you like? I mean, if you like baseball, football, I know you like football, but basketball or hockey, or you're not a hockey fan, you're not a baseball fan. Because my team is right there in the screen. I tell everybody, look at my screen down here, and that's all my team. Okay, I like. Okay. Man, they're having a good year. They're 21-1, and they just beat somebody tonight. I mean, just not beat, just destroy them tonight. They have the best record in the NBA. What about baseball? Oh, you don't like baseball? Or hockey? Okay, well the Padres not a bad. They made it to the wild card last year. That's not they're not a bad team. Yeah. Oh, the Mavericks screwed them. Oh well, that's true. But listen, you know something about sports. As a fan, I've been a fan for so many years. Uh, Sports is so unpredictable, right? Because one thing that, as I grew up, you know, learning the baseball, the hockey, and all that. Because as a hockey fan, we have Bernie Kosar. If you know who Bernie Kosar is, he was the one part owner of the Florida Panthers when they started in Florida. And look how long it took for this team to develop and win championship. Man, I look at the Dolphins. I look at the Miami. Okay, let's look at the Miami Heat also. Let's look at the Miami Heat. An example. Pat Riley leaves the Lakers, go to Miami, and boy, he start winning championships. Listen to this, and I know you're gonna agree with me. We had Jimmy Johnson, Dave Wannstedt, the guy from college, which I can. I mean, we should have signed Drew Brees. Uh, God was the guy that came from Alabama. Nick Saban. There you go, Nick Saban. We have all these great coaches in Florida and nothing to show for it. That's how sad it is. Then you got these franchises, and I'm talking about the Miami Heat. I'm talking about except the Marlins. The Marlins won. The Marlins beat the freaking Yankees, man. The Yankees. The Marlins. I mean, with a team with no name, but they had the right coach, the right manager. I think it was Renee Latchman was the manager of that team. They had Conine. They had Sheffield. That's why I don't get the Miami Dolphins. Don't know what's wrong with this franchise of getting good coaches. They have the players, but they just can't get it. I don't know what it is. It reminds me. I don't know if well, I know you don't watch baseball as much, but it reminds me of the Boston Red Sox. The curse of the Bambino. I feel that Miami got cursed since Dan Marino left. I mean, it's like the whole team. I don't know what happened. Yeah, back in 2020. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what happened. This team is cursed. This team is, I sometimes I ask myself, my God, I look at records. I look at Don Shula. Yeah, okay, his time passed. He had to retire. He had to step down. That's fine. Okay, Dan Marino, same thing. Achilles injury. You know, Jimmy Johnson took over. Actually, when Jimmy Johnson was here, they made it to the playoffs, and then man, we got beat by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Was it Brunell, the quarterback? I mean, we lost like what 56. I mean, we got just slammed, beat up. And I remember that man left Dan Marino play almost the entire game, and then he took him out at the end. I felt that embarrassing from Jimmy Johnson to Dan Marino, which I don't think Jimmy Johnson never liked Dan Marino. And I never forget that too. You know, a guy I used to like, and people criticize him, is Ryan Tannehill. I think he was probably one of the decent quarterback. You know what's funny? I forgot to say this. You're gonna laugh, Abel. We went to the Super Bowl with David Woodley. Does anybody saw David Woodley career passing? And come on, man, we lost, but we made it with David Woodley. Figure that out. I feel bad for Dan Marino. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, that was sad. That was sad. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Listen, that's one thing that I say to myself. Thank you for the hearts. Uh, how in the world you win with a quarterback with David Woodley, but you can't win it with Dan Marino? Now, I know Dan Marino faced, his second year, Dan Marino faced Joe Montana. I mean, he was facing one of the best legend, you know, showering me with hearts. Okay, but man, was his second year, rookie year. I mean, he played 1 year, and then he came the second year. Man, took his team to the Super Bowl, and from there on, he never saw a Super Bowl back again. And I'm gonna say it not because I'm a Dolphin fan. I think he's one of the best quarterback in this league. I don't care much about Brett Favre. I don't care much about Brady. So I asked myself that question. All right, I know we're playing a different era, if you want to say it, where the game is more physical. Yeah, 63-7. That's right, Abel. That's what's the score. I mean, it was embarrassing, man. I mean, I remember watching that game with my dad, and I watched the whole entire game. That is so sad, and that's why I say I don't know, man. What this team need to go over the hump? I have no idea. It worries me a lot. It really does. I mean, we could point fingers at McDaniel. We could point at Tua. But man, I think it starts from the top to the bottom. I don't know, but I feel they have they have a chance. I mean, I don't know. I sometimes I'm not gonna lie to you. It's almost midnight. All right, sweetie. Thank you so much for joining in. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm here is actually almost 1 o'clock in the morning, so 12:41. But yeah, my thing is, what does this team really need, right, to take it to the next step? Yeah, you see, right, exactly. That's what Curtis says, exactly. But what kind of GM do we really need now? This guy, the guy we have right now, what's his name? God, what's his name? Campbell. I forgot his name now. Uh, he's not doing a bad job. All he did was one move. Oh, 11 almost there. Wow. Oh, you're AM Central. Wow. 1 a.m. There. Wow. Yeah, 1 a.m. here. Well, it's 12:42. It'll be 1 o'clock shortly. Oh, okay. Champ Kelly. That's it. God, thank. I tell you, I'm forgetting the name. Champ. What did I say? Campbell. I have no idea. I wish Campbell was our coach for real. Yeah, Champ Kelly. That's it. Champ Kelly. Uh, I think he's done a great job coming in. I think Miami's not going to make a move until until the 2026 season. If they make a playoff run and they make it with what they have, I think Ross will make or Champ Kelly will make the decision of next year. Who do we get? I feel it's too late now to get a GM right now unless we lose our game. If we lose our game and they start looking for a search, then I understand that. And that's one thing that I'm worried that I hope we continue winning. Unfortunately, if we continue winning, you know what's going to happen. Tua's going to be here regardless next year, and McDaniel's going to be here next year. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. If Tomlin is available, man, I'll tell I tell our coach, buddy, you need to go to the offensive coordinator, McDaniels. I don't mind keeping him as an offensive coordinator. I really don't. That's what his expertise is. But man, lately he's calling some bad plays too. Unless two, besides two are throwing the ball, pretty bad, man. I don't know. I feel that a change is good for this team. But my thing is how long we gonna hold this able? How long we gonna wait for this? Because the fans are tired. The fans don't. I mean, they just want to win now. And I told this to Curtis. I think I told it to what's his name? Dirk also. And I told him, I said, guys, the Dolphins are not in a rebuilding mode. The Dolphins are in a winning mode. They need to win now. Unfortunately, that's what it is. Oh, what's my oh man, I tell you, it's cold here. Actually, let me see. Well, we're not bad. We're 49 right now. 49 in rain. Be sure you check her channel too. She has a great channel. She was eating too much oranges tonight. I think the orange got you hyper. Wow, 34. But I don't know, man. Once again, man, I can't wait for Sunday. Oh, by the way, Abel, you like college football or you're not a college football either? I forgot to tell you that. Because I'm a University of Miami Hurricane fan too. I forgot the U's there. I don't know if you see it. Yes, that's what I was telling Abel. You ate too much oranges tonight. That's right. You. So, do you have a college team or you don't have a college team, Abel? I mean, I'm a Hurricane fan, and we're upset because we beat Notre Dame, and we're not in the college playoffs, which is the most weird thing I ever seen. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's hard to do, man. I mean, college. Let me tell you what ruined college. Ready? That portal transfer they did, paying the college. I have nothing against you paying a college player, okay? But I'll give you an example right now. Shadur Sanders signed with the Cleveland Browns, and all they're paying was a $3 million contract. Why? Because he was making good money in college. I'm not saying that a college players, could get paid, but that transfer portal they did this year, I mean, the last 2 years, that is hurting the whole college program. Instead of you playing for your own state, now you decide to transfer to another team. I disagree with that. I don't like it. Some people do. I just don't. Oh yeah. Well, I'll give you an example right now. Kifflin didn't Kifflin sign with the LSU? His team is in the middle. The Aggies are is it the Aggies. What team he play for? Call you coach. Anyway, yeah, it was the Aggies. You're in the middle of a playoff berth, and you decide to leave your team. I mean, who does that? And they pay this guy so much money for LSU. I mean, why would you do that, man? It's like you told these young kids in college, I don't care about you, man. I'm moving on. I have to look out for myself. That's being too much selfish. Yeah, listen, my thing is this. You beat Notre Dame. Notre Dame is ranked number 9. They have the same record as the Cane, 10-2. Yeah, but they beat you. They should be ahead of you. But the committee, this is why I don't like college football as much anymore. I do like my team, but the committee decide who they like. It's always the Georgia Bulldogs. It's always the Alabama team. It's always LSU. It's always Notre Dame, Michigan, Ohio State, Oklahoma. It's basically the same team every single year. Top 10, top 15. Doesn't matter. The other team, you got to show me that you could climb up. Thank you for the hearts. That's all the oranges you ate tonight. That's why you gave me those hearts. Softballs. You play softball? Or you like Oklahoma? Well, there you go. You see, you like college football. Well, that's good. That's nice. But you see, the way that they took Miami out, he said no. The way they took Miami out, man, is they said that the only way they could get in is when I think Alabama plays Georgia, and then I think it's Notre Dame has to play somebody else, and then they could get in. I don't know. I'm not going to get into that conversation because, like I say, I don't trust this committee. I don't care. College football is ruined. Exactly. You see, there you go. You hit it right on the dot. They follow the money. That's how bad it is. You have kids. They grow up in their own state. They want to play for their own team, and you decide to, hey man, you could come to me if I'll give you $10 million. Come to me. I mean, that's what they did to the quarterback of the what is his name? The quarterback from Georgia. Is it Carson Beck? They brought him over here and said, hey man, listen, we'll give you $6-7 million, and the guy took it. Left Georgia to come to Miami. I mean, what in the world, man? See, that's what I said. The oranges made you hyper. I guess they did. You shouldn't have ate that late tonight. I told you in your live, don't eat those oranges. They look yummy, but they're gonna get you hyper. Wow. But yeah, see, that's one thing, man. Money has ruined. Let's be honest. Money has ruined all sports. Okay, baseball, football, basketball. All right, I'm gonna go back to the Miami Dolphins for a second. I'm gonna tell you this, and you're gonna disagree with me. I'm not a Ramsey guy when they signed him. I like the tight end, John Smith or Juno Smith, whatever they call him. Why? Because the moment that McDaniel and oh no, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. I feel that the money, has taken these players, has driven this player to a different level. Uh, I grew up this way, Abel. I'm 59 years old, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I grew up with the Cal Ripkins. I grew up with the Dan Marinos, with Don Shula. I grew up with Earl Morrall. I grew up with Bob Greasy. I grew up with players that loved the game. It wasn't about the money. Once the money came in, this is where the player lost interest and said, and listen, I'm going to use a baseball team, and I don't want to change the subject. The Yankees. Wow, the Yankees are the best team in baseball. Yeah? Well, let me tell you what the Yankees did. They bought every player they can in their team to make them better. Now, let's be honest. You got the money. You pay for it. You win World Series. You won championship. Okay. Then the other teams that which has owners and GMs and vice president, we don't have that cap space money to build a team like that. But here's what what the Dolphins did that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going through it right now. The moment we traded Ramsey to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm sorry to change the conversation, but I'm going to tell you where I'm coming from. I don't need you to sign a player in Miami just because it's a big name and you're going to fill the stadium. No, you give me W's. The moment you give me W, then I might consider something. But I'm not going to have you in my team just making all that big bucks and you worry about yourself and not the team around you. That's what I'm concerned about. So now look at Pittsburgh. Now you got Ramsey. Now you got Smith. You got Aaron Rodgers. You got all these people. And look at right now. I remember when they posted that picture on TV. This is a Super Bowl team. This is probably one of the best teams in the NFL history. Well, let's see now. 6-6. It's sad to say this. I mean, that's something I don't get. Rodgers retired. Get out of the NFL. You had a career. Thank you so much. See ya. Ramsey, nah, buddy. Stop being selfish. Individual. You know, the moment that McDaniel went to Ramsey, because that was the conversation. McDaniel went to Ramsey and told Ramsey, hey, you're a captain. You need to talk to your defensive player. The man got mad at McDaniel. And you might say that's McDaniel's job, but it doesn't matter. Why do you wear a C on your jersey for? That's the only thing I'm saying. That's the only thing I'm saying. Why would you do that? If you're a leader of a team, you motivate the players. You work as a team. And I'll tell you right now, the money has just ruined the sports, period. Yeah, you're right. Screw the Steelers. I really want to win. Listen, I really want the Dolphins to go in there and really run over the Steelers. And I know I'm ahead of myself. And show Ramsey, hey, buddy, we didn't need you, buddy. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. People got mad at me by saying, well, George, he's an excellent player. No, he's not. He always gave trouble to Jacksonville. He gave troubles to the Rams. You think he took he took the Rams to the Super Bowl? No, he didn't. He was injured. But I tell you, man, sometimes I ask myself, man, this is why now the Pittsburgh Steelers are facing what the Miami Dolphins are facing with the salary cap. You signed Metcalf, you signed Rodgers, Jonnu, you signed Ramsey. What's the other guy they got? Oh, Slade. Slade just left the team. He got cut. Slade said, hey, I'm leaving here. I don't want to be part of this. And he got cut. So what's the purpose? You want to build a winning team by signing all these old players? Because that's what Pittsburgh did. Pittsburgh just got old. And what's the first thing they said? Pittsburgh did this to make it to the Super Bowl. I got bad news. They ain't going nowhere. Yeah, you see, that's one thing I don't, and I'm sorry. That's how I feel. I'm not taking nothing away from the player about his playing thing. I just see the way he mouth talks, the way he presents himself on the field. It's about me, me, me. No, it's not about you. You play with your whole team. If you play individual, we don't need you here. And I guarantee you that's one discussion that Greer before he left. And McDaniel says, take him out. Yeah, it's just like the Jets the year before. Listen, Aaron Rodgers, man, listen, I'm going to say it again. And like I say, I care less about the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm sorry I say that. Okay, I don't say that in a bad way. But listen, time for you to go. Retire. Move out. Get out. I mean, we don't need you. Period. Okay? For me, Roger's always been selfish. People say, "No, George, I disagree with you." No, I don't. I don't. Listen, if Roger don't leave Green Bay, you think Love would have been the quarterback? What did Roger did to Brett Favre? Didn't he took Brett Favre out of Green Bay and they gave Roger the same thing? Look at the whole scenario. The same thing happened to Roger, happened to Brett Favre. The only thing is that Brett Favre went to New York and went to Minnesota, but Roger didn't went to Minnesota. He went to Pittsburgh. Boy, how do you love it now? How do you like it now? And I'll tell that to Pittsburgh Steelers fan because I do have Pittsburgh Steelers fans. I do. I do. I got a brother of mine's, man, that he's really, into the Pittsburgh Steelers. And, he says, man, George, you're right. We just signed cancer in our team. You got it right. You did sign cancer in your team. But unfortunately, hey, man, this is a National Football League. Win, lose, or draw, you got to bring your A game every day on Sunday or Monday or Thursday night football, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, He did had a good. Yes, he did. He did had a good thing with New York. Heck no, I feel bad when you play in New York. Yeah, for the Vikings, he did, and you're right about that. He did. But when he went to New York, man, wow. See, the Vikings didn't want to sign Rodgers. Well, the owner says I don't want him here. But when I saw Rodgers on the sideline the other night, when he got hit and he had the broken nose from the Buffalo Bills, that man looking at the sky like this, like, what in the world I got into? Well, buddy, you should be home retiring, enjoying your money, and move on. I'm glad he didn't sign with the Dolphins because that's one rumor that was going around. Oh, he might sign with Miami. I don't think so. Don't think so. With the offensive line that we have, he'd probably be a dead man by then. But now, our offensive line is getting better. I see improvement because we're running the ball. So now it's up to Tua. That's all I can say is up to Tua. And who knows? Who knows, man? Who knows? I just hope that, and I'm gonna say it again. I just hope, Abel, that the Dolphins take this game serious. Okay, it's a divisional rival, right? I hope their head is not ahead of the Pittsburgh Steelers game. I hope McDaniel preached the right word this week to this team. Continue what we're doing. It is a working process. It's going to take a while. And let's finish this to the finish line. But try to remain positive. That's my only thing with this team. Man, if they could go in there and really, really beat the Jets convincingly, I know it's going to be a tight game. Yeah, 6-7. And then when we go to Pittsburgh, because I'm going to tell you right now, if they go 7-7 after the Pittsburgh game, I said it, they're going to win the rest of the game. I believe they're going to win the rest of the game. I think they could beat the Bengals. I think they could beat Tampa Bay. You might say, well, those two games are at home. Now, the New England game, I'm going to tell you about the New England game. The New England game could be two things. If Denver continue to win and who takes the home field advantage, then New England is going to have to play their starters. But if they clinch that division already, which I think they have, they got nothing to play for, and Miami will take the New England Patriots. Remember when Denver did that to yeah, but it don't scare me that much because Baker Mayfield injury and playing with that injury, I mean, I don't know. That's a risk. And going back to I was telling you about New England Patriots, if they don't put the starters, which the same thing happened with remember Denver and Kansas City. Kansas City took the starter off. Okay, we were rooting for Denver to beat them. Of course, rooting for Kansas City to beat Denver. They didn't. Denver whipped their behind with their backup players. But then we lose to who? Aaron Rodgers. When Tyreek Hill quit on us, and we went nowhere. And that's fine. That's fine. I mean, it's over with. So that's something that's going to help the Dolphins at the end of the season. If the New England Patriots clinch and say, hey, man, just put the backup players and let the Dolphins, beat us. Who cares? And that could happen. Who knows? That could happen. Yeah, if that's the hardest team, I think you're right. But I give Miami the advantage because they're at home. And you're right. I mean, I can't take nothing away from Tampa Bay. I mean, they could be playing for their own division that game too. Who knows? My son is a Carolina Panther fan. Another team that beat us. See those games, man. Those games that we lost. I mean, the opening games, the game against the games that we should have won. That's what's hurting the Dolphins right now. We would have been talking about this right now if they would have beat the Carolina Panthers. All right, they would have beat New England. They would have beat the Chargers. See, that's another thing we got to look at now. The Chargers too. These are the team that could be ahead of us when it comes to the playoff. Why? Because they got a tiebreaker. Why? Because they beat us. That's all I'm worried about. And that's the only thing that I'm actually worried about the Dolphins. But man, if they go 10-7, man, I'll be happy. Yes, those are the two major losses that hurt this team. Because we had the lead, we couldn't hold it. We had a big lead against Carolina. We made their running back look like a superstar. And listen, if Phillip would have made that sack, okay, in the game against the Chargers, we would be thinking something different here. But man, he couldn't sack the quarterback, and we lost the game. And I can't blame our defender. He slipped and fell. He made a move and he slipped and fell. So yeah, 0-17 lead. You in line. And right now, these teams are struggling. All these teams that Miami face are struggling at the end of the season. Look at the Ravens struggling to beat Miami. Every team that beat Miami was even the Carolina Panthers. After they beat Miami, they got a little run of winning, and then they're back to losing. The team that beat us in the opening season, the Colts, same thing. Oh yeah, imagine! Oh my God, 7-5, and then you got this game coming up. You imagine that with this game coming up, you'll be 8-5 with the Jets, 8-5. And now you're not in the hunt. You're actually in the wild card. You're actually there. Actually, you probably be one game behind the you'll be one game behind the second team in the AFC, which is the Buffalo Bills, with that record. And Buffalo lose one because we're 1-1 against Buffalo. We'll go to second. We go to second place, and then Buffalo loses because I tell you, Buffalo got a tough schedule. Buffalo got a tough schedule coming up too. Because let me tell you, Allen they had a good game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now they ran, yes, they ran. They ran what 249 yards against the Steeler defense. Who knows? Who knows? You see, football is so unpredictable, man. You just don't know. Any given Sunday you get beaten. I'm sorry, and I I always say that, I would love to win every game. I would like to be undefeated. I would like to be the perfect Miami Dolphins, the 17-0 Miami Dolphins. But man, I don't know. I know we're gonna need a lot of help down the stretch. I know that by a fact. The Dolphins are gonna need a lot of help going down the stretch. Hopefully, they could turn it around, surprise the fan, get some of that fan base back, and see what's gonna happen in 2026. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna predict something that I did say this in a couple of podcasts. I believe in 2026, Tua is not going to be the starting quarterback for this team, and that's one of my prediction. I don't think Tua Tagovailoa will be the quarterback in 2026. I mean, he'll be in the team, but he's not going to be the starter. I believe Tua will be probably a backup at most, and probably request a trade, request to release him. I don't know. I have a feeling that's going to happen. And listen, to all Dolphin fans, Quinn Ewers, man, why? Anthony from 305 Gridiron told me he doesn't like the guy. He goes, I got to sit down with George and see what he likes about Quinn Ewers. Well, I'm going to tell you something. Give the kid a chance. You cannot give a kid coming to the game one time, had 3 snaps, and man, he looks terrible. Of course, he's rusted. He's learning the plays. He hasn't played a full game. So give the kid a chance. Because I can tell you something, he has a better arm than Tua. And you might disagree, but he has a better arm than Tua Tagovailoa. Wilson, that was a waste of payroll. You pay Wilson, what, $6 million, $7 million to be in the bench? Shame on you, Dolphins. Shame on you. I mean, you could have picked up great backup quarterbacks that were available out there. And I don't know why they did that, Abel, to be honest with you. They really messed up on that one. But anyhow, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. You could join in live in the chat tonight. I'll be here shortly. I won't be here too long. I'm off tomorrow. It's already Saturday morning here, so. Yeah, you see, me too. I like his throwing motion. I think if you give this kid an opportunity, and that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for, if Tua is struggling in this game, that we have Quinn Ewers, and I understand, hey, man, it doesn't matter. Give the kid a chance, man. You know what's really, yeah. That's true, too. Yeah. Tua is just too broken, and we can't keep him anymore. Yeah. In this stretch to win right now, the only thing I haven't talked about that I'm afraid of, if Tua costing a game of the Miami Dolphins. He is lucky that the defense has bailed him out. But, man, if you could give Quinn Ewers a chance, because I know Anthony from 305 Gridiron and I think Josh, more Anthony says, I don't know what George sees on this quarterback. Listen, I see his arm. I see his mobility. Listen, rookie, make mistakes. Of course, that's happening regardless. But you got to give him a chance. All I know is that McDaniel, believe it or not, is stepping back from Tua little by little. He's going backwards little by little. Don't know if you noticed that, but I did notice that. I noticed McDaniel backing up on Tua a little bit. This is going to blow somewhere in one of these games. Then McDaniel's going to turn around and tell Tua, man, you're hurting us. And I'm going to need to take you out. Now, does he have the big, you know what, to do it? I don't think so. Yeah. I mean, How do you know when something's good if you don't try it? That's my question to McDaniel and to this major office. If you haven't tried this, why don't you give it a try? What's the worst case scenario? Man, the guy played bad. He's not good. Yeah, yeah. I mean, listen, I will not be surprised, Abel, that from the front office on top, they go straight to McDaniel. Hey, buddy, let's change this. We need to change this. I mean, who knows? Champ Kelly might say, "Hey, McDaniel, listen, maybe we need to change from Tua." I would not be surprised. They already told Tua in this game, "Listen, buddy, you're playing a divisional rival. You're not going to work out. We're going to take you out." I would not be surprised, Abel. I will not be surprised the Dolphins tell that to Tua at this game. You know, we're making a run here. We're trying to make the playoffs here. We're trying to go all out. But if you're not going to be the guy, let us know. I will not doubt that conversation has been brought up already. Because man, he has been struggling, man. 160 yards, 100 something yards, passing rating of 50, 60. Come on, man. You don't win in this league. Like I said, I'm not a statistic guy. Yeah, that's true too. Supposedly Ross. I don't think he likes Tua. I don't think he does. Now he likes McDaniel. The only credit I give McDaniel, and I'll be sincere with you, is making Tua who he is. All right? Because Tua had a great year in 2023. Yeah. And that's my concern. We haven't seen that yet. But don't be surprised when he throws the ball. Just look at the hip. Look at the velocity, the ball. Look at the game against the Saints. The ball he threw to the tight end, to Darren Waller. You saw when he had a step back and he had a hold to the ball gets there. If he would have thrown that ball, I'm gonna say Waller would have scored a touchdown down the sideline. But he had to wait for the ball. He just floated the ball, and that's telling me right there that he has a hip issue. Dirk said that when we were talking about a while back. You're right. He says you use the hip to throw the ball. Your hip is your movement for you to throw the ball, not your arm strength. Okay, your arm strength is the strength, but you have to move to your hip. Listen, if you can't catch the ball, I mean, come on, the guy's there waiting for the ball. And that's one thing. Just look at how he throws the ball lately from his back foot. But I don't know, man. All I can say is we don't need Tua Tagovailoa to damage our season and win this game as we're making a run for it. Because I believe Miami's making a run for it. You know, and oh, by the way, one thing I forgot about in the defensive side, Willie Gay. Finally, I see the guy play football. I guess he came out of the doghouse from Weaver. My gosh, why would you sit somebody's playing a good? I mean, come on, man. I have no idea. I have no idea. I just feel that you have to make adjustment. I feel that you got to change things. You got to change it. And let's be honest. I'm gonna go straight forward. This is a team you got to beat, regardless. You're better than that team. You're better than the Jets. Listen, when we beat Buffalo, what did every fan said? Man, if we beat Buffalo, I'm okay for the rest. I think Dirk said that because he made me laugh. He goes, as long as we beat Buffalo, I don't care about the rest of the games. Ain't that amazing? That is the most funny thing I ever heard from Dirk. And then we beat Buffalo and we start winning. It's amazing. Now take care of the Jets. Because listen, I have a lot of Jets fans too. Oh my God, the Jets says, well, this is our Super Bowl game, George. This is our playoff game. What are you talking about? Yeah, beating you guys. Good luck beating the Dolphins. Because right now, on paper, on the field, Miami's better than the New York Jets. Straightforward. What could be close to each other is both teams could run the ball. Now, what defense show up? I think our defense is going to show up. Man, listen, I really want to see the Dolphins defense get 6-7 sacks in the game, man. You got Tyrod Taylor as the quarterback. Yeah, that's right. We fire him, we start winning. We need Chop Robinson to go after this Taylor guy, this quarterback. They say he's not good, but man, has he given Miami problems in the past. So we need at least, I'm going to say 6-7 sacks in this game. Couple turnovers. I didn't call that. I just called, my thing was Tua. And I just said it. Tua continued to struggle. We win with A-Chain. And what happened is we probably could do that with the Jets. But like you said, with Cincinnati, probably with Tampa Bay, we probably won't be able to do that. Or New England. But like I said, New England game might not mean nothing at the end of the year. And I believe that's what's going to happen. Imagine Miami goes into the wild card. Oh, my gosh, dude. That'd be amazing, man. That'd be amazing. And I'm going to say, man, the Dolphins fans deserve it, man. They deserve, to be honest with you, to have this team really make it to the playoffs and at least win a playoff game. At least win one. I think the fans deserve that. They really do. And that's one of the things that I would like to see from this team, Abel. I know that we're due as a fan. We want our team to win. And who doesn't? I mean, right now, I'm going to say from a 1-6 record, going to 5-7, winning on Sunday and go 6-7, you can see the improvement. And remember, this team has won 7 games before in a row. I think they did it twice in back-to-back years, I think it was. I think one with Flo and one with McDaniels, if I'm quite sure. And quote me if I'm wrong. I know that they did it a couple of times. So I do believe they could do it. I really do. And once again, who knows, right? Who knows? Yeah, it is going to be interesting. I'm going to say this. This might be one of the crucial 5 games that Tua Tagovailoa is going to have to break out. I have no problem with A-Chain. I have no problem with Ollie Gordon. I have no problem with Wright. Yeah, you're right. And the Monday night game is for Pittsburgh, right? That's the Monday night game, correct? See, that's another thing. Dolphins don't play good at prime time. If they could take that off their head and take off the cold weather off their head and says, we're going to go here and play, because I'll tell you something, in Pittsburgh, it's going to be real cold. But you see, that Green Bay game, the Dolphins were in it, but they messed up. Okay, that Green Bay game, they were in it, and there were a couple of ball drops in that game. But unfortunately, Green Bay took over. Well, they say the fish don't like the cold weather, so that's Tua for you. I don't know, man. I'm excited. I can't wait for Sunday. My eyes will be on Tua Tagovailoa. Trust me. My eyes will be on him the whole entire game. I'm not worried about the offensive line. I'm not worried about the running game from A Chain. I'm not worried about that. Now another player I want to see is Waddle. We need to see Waddle step up. I remember when Tyreek Hill went down, everybody came out and says Waddle's the next number one receiver. I'm gonna say something about Waddle. I love the kid. I love the guy. But my God, when he gets injured, sometimes I look at the TV. I say, not again. He walks to the sideline. He's there, taking a breather. He's hurting. I say, oh boy, here we go again. Can we keep this guy healthy on the field also? That's a big if. 29 degrees. Wow. There's no snow for that one, right? No snow, no rain. Well, no rain. We don't know. It's too early for that, but do we know that? Now, remember, there was a couple years ago, we beat Pittsburgh in the snow. You remember that? Did the guy went down the sideline and he went out of bounds? And we beat Pittsburgh in the snow in Pittsburgh. I never forget that. You see, and that's what we need. We need him to step up. I mean, he's going to have to step up. There's no other choice. I believe that Darren Waller is going to be a key factor. I think that the tight end for this game, because I'm going to tell you something. The Jets are one of the worst, just like Miami, one of the worst of covering tight ends in this league. If you could put Darren Waller on these linebackers, middle linebackers, whatever you want to call it, of the Jets, it's going to be a field day for him. I believe it. With A-Chain running, Waller, but you got to have Waddle involved. Waddle has to be. Man, I want to see Waddle come back with 10 catches, 125 yards, couple of TDs. I want to see your tight end. Listen, we have gone so many times to the red zone. We just can't punch it in. And I'm tired of the field goals. Don't get me wrong. Oh, there's snow. Currently, there's no. Okay, no snow. Okay. All right, there's no snow. Okay, that's a good thing. But one thing I could say, man, they got to go into the red zone and they got to score a touchdown. Forget about the field goals. Trust me. I'm not saying that I don't love field goals. But at the same time, man, give me 7. Put some pressure on the other team. You're going to have to beat me with 7 points. You can't beat me with 3 points. And listen, Tua is a guy that he starts pretty quick. And I'll use an example. He did it with the Saints last week. First drive, boom, score a touchdown. After that, it was history. All field goals. And then we almost gave the game up. But thank God for the defense. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. You remember also the snow? Oh, my God. That was Jimmy Johnson, I think it was. Good night. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. I'll see you in the next live. But thank you so much. You have a good night. Um, yeah, you need to rest. Please don't eat no more oranges. It's too late to eat oranges. That's okay. That's fine. Well, you have a great night and get some rest. I still believe that we got to run the ball. I still believe we need to score TDs. Touchdown is really, really important in this league. Field goals, I'm not saying they're not important. They are able, but man, we're so close to the red zone, and we just can't punch it in. Then there's some play callings that I also disagree. You know, your first and goal, you throw it. Your second and goal, you throw it. Then you go third and goal, then you run it, and they stop you. I don't know. Well, if it didn't make you hopper, it put you to sleep. But you have a good night. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. So, I mean, I'm really concerned. Because man, when we got Waller and he came back from the injury, he scored 2 touchdowns against the Jets. He made heck of a catches in the end zone. Can he repeat that again against the Jets this Sunday? That'll be nice. This is why I feel that Tua might have a breakout in this game. But if he doesn't, it's gonna be a long ride back in the airplane. So who knows? Yes, yeah, we were, but I don't know what happened. But you see, Abel, look at the play calling. I said earlier, I don't know if you heard me. I mean, it's first and goal, you throw it incomplete. Second and goal, you throw it again incomplete. Then on third down, you run it and they stop you. Why don't you run it first? I mean, do something, change it around. Sometimes McDaniel play calling is terrible, man. It's just terrible. I'm gonna tell you one thing. They got away from the screens, from the actual screens that Tua used to throw. I'm glad they got out of that, and I'm glad it did, man. I'm glad it did. But who knows, man? I feel they're gonna. I feel they're gonna. I feel it's gonna be a tighter game than what I said. I believe it's gonna be. It's a divisional rival once again. I say it. It's gonna be a tough. It's not gonna be easy. Uh, I just hope Miami could start. I mean, out of the gate. Listen, if the Dolphins up 14-3 at halftime, and let's say they get the ball at the third quarter, I would like them to go down the field and make it 21-3. I'm using an example, okay? I don't want them to feel comfortable and say, hey, let's go for a field goal. It's now 17-3. I don't I don't agree with that. The more pressure you put on the Jets, the better it is for you. Now the Jets has come back in a couple of games. That's what scares me. They did it against Tampa, and I forgot who they did it against. They came back. They were losing. They came back. I think that was the blocked field goal, and there was the guy was running the sideline. He was so happy, and then they came back and beat him. So there's things that really worry me about this team. And then once again, who's going to show up? What team is going to show up? Or which Dolphin team is going to show up? That's my only concern too. Once again, I feel they have to be good both sides of the ball. I'm going to say that. I mean, all the way. Yeah, the Tampa game. The Tampa game was one of them. Yeah. Well, they did it with Tampa, and then they came back and beat and tied somebody up, and they lost two. They lost two games, but hey, the Jets score over 28, 30 points in that game. And that was with Justin Fields, and then they had the other guy also. So who knows? Carlos said, "Go fans." So Carlos, I know you were here earlier. Actually, Carlos, where you at from Texas? Somewhere in Texas. I think he's by. Is it Arlington, Texas, or is it Killeen, Texas? Hey, how you doing, Tomolina? How's it going? Saw your videos. Enjoy it. I'm here with Abel. I came in tonight to do it live. Yeah, 7 likes. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Continue to do a good job. I'm very happy with what you do. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you so much for the hearts. I appreciate it. We got Abel's Carlos, and we had Mabel that just went to sleep. She ate too much oranges tonight. Well, I'm doing fine. I think Abel's doing fine. Carlos doing fine, but we all doing fine. Thank God. Thank for asking. How's little Orange doing, by the way? You could check Tambolina's also. That's it's a nice podcast too. She does so many beautiful things. I love how she interviews. I haven't seen in a while, but now she has videos of animals and all that. So I love everybody that join the chat, join each other, man. It's a good thing. It's supporting, helping one another. So he got a good sleep. Yeah, I came in tonight a little about 11:30, 11:45, and I said let me be here for a while. I haven't gone live for a while. I'll be going live on Sunday for the game. I'll be doing a game. I might go live for a couple of games on Sunday. Let's see how it goes. Well, thank you so much for your support too. Thank you so much. We are a family here, so we keep it as a family, and that's what I tell everybody. Regardless, I try to look at everybody that I can on my side. He's always sleepy. You know what happened? You probably feed him too much. By the way, how old is he now? How old is Orange? Little bunny. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it. I hope Abel didn't went to bed. That's a cat's life. Wow, he's 5. Wow. My brother has one, and he is 12. Oh, he's young then. He's a baby. Is that true? They said cats have 9 lives? Well, that's just people making that up because my brother has his, and he's been 12 years with him. Yeah, he is. He's a nice cat. I love his videos. I love when he plays with the lights or when he plays with the ball, when you have him show him playing. Yeah, he has one. It's a boy. Yeah. Yeah. My brother, I forgot the name of I forgot the name of the cat, but 12 years. And he trained him. He did so many things with the cat. He loved it. All right, buddy. He still has. Oh, this is the Miami Dolphins. This is the Dolphins. My team. Yeah, Abel's also a Dolphin fan. We all Dolphin fans here, but we speak every sport. So Abel's in Texas too. Actually, now you say that, let me show you. I got this. My wife got me this one for my birthday, and this is the one. Oops, sorry. This is the one that that actually matches what I got on. And then this is my channel one. I made it for hopefully when I get monetized and all that, monetized whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna build these hats and start sending them out. That is my channel hat. Man, if Abel's still here, I'm gonna show something to Abel. If Abel's here, I'm gonna show something to Abel. Look at this hat right here. This is the last time the Dolphins won the AFC division. The year 2000 has been 25 years they have not won the division. Ain't that crazy? This is amazing. I hope Abel saw this. Yeah, that's amazing, right? And then there is let me see if I find it. Give me a second. I do have a Oh, give me a second. I'm gonna find it for you guys. Hold on. I'm gonna show this to Abel for a second. Thank you for the hearts. Listen, I know Abel's gonna like this one. All right, Abel. This is a hat here that is signed by Zach Thomas and it's signed by Louis Oliver, the Miami Dolphins. This is the cap that I want to get because Zach Thomas is a Hall of Famer. This is Zach Thomas' signature here, and this is Louis Oliver right here. This is his rookie year. Yeah, well, it says there, yeah, 2010, but I think it's 25 years since they won I think it's the AFC, but you're right, I think it's 2010. But this one here, man, my gosh, this is the one I want to put in a treasure. This is the one here. That's when I went to a Dolphin. Yeah, Zach Thomas. Yeah, that's Zach Thomas. That is a player. That's a Hall of Famer. He just got the Hall of Fame. Yeah, the white cap is it's when they won the 2000 Eastern, and then you're right, 2010 is when they won the Abel was right. Yeah, I remember that. I went to one of their camps. Yeah, that was Zach Thomas. I went to the Dolphin camp, and he was out there, and he signed it for me. Oh, it's okay. Don't worry. Yeah, it's Zach Thomas. That's who the player is. Yeah, he was a heck of a player. I think one of the best middle linebacker that played the game. Him and what's his name? Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, I'm getting bad with names now with the Dolphins. Uh, Jason Taylor. Jason Taylor and Zach Thomas was one of the best players that they had. And I think if correct me if I'm right or wrong, ain't Zach Thomas married Jason Taylor's sister? I'm right or wrong? I know they're family, basically family. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, that's something, man. Listen, I love that. I mean, him and Lewis. You remember Lewis Oliver, right? Yeah, they were in the camp. That's when I lived in Miami. Uh, he came to me and he says, "Hey, how you doing?" And I say, "Fine." And he signed my cap, and that was his rookie year. Oh, okay. I mean, if you'll work, that's fine. But thank you so much for joining, anyhow. All right. You have a nice one. Take care. Many blessings for you and your family. He said- Abel said, "You think there was drama there? Don't quote me." Yeah. Hey, who knows? I mean, all I know that Jason Taylor and think he has what two sisters. I think one has a program. All right, thank you. What's her name? You have one that has God. What's her name? She has a program on YouTube. You're welcome. Um, God, what's her name? That she has a YouTube channel, sports channel, and I know she's Jason Taylor sister, but I know Zach Thomas married the other one. Adios. God, I forgot. I forgot her name. Look, 'cause she started a controversy. Well, remember we have Patrick Surtain. What's the other guy named too that was good? God, he was good. Patrick Surtain. What's the other guy? The other corner. Yeah, I said Joy Taylor. That's the one. I'm telling you, I'm getting bad with names. I need to get back to my to my drawing board here because I'm losing everybody's name lately. I don't know what happened. I'm getting old. That's what happened. Um, God, you have Patrick Surtain, and what's the other cornerback that was good too? See, I grew up with the Blackwood brothers. Man, they were great back then. I don't know if I told you this, Abel. This is where I think Curtis wants me to join him in a live podcast. I don't know if I told you this. I became a Dolphin fan the same year, 1972, when the Dolphins were undefeated. I It was a great story, by the way, and it's a true story. And man, looking at these players, the most thing I remember of the Dolphins in 1972, the Dolphins used to have a swimming pool in the back of the end zone, and there was a dolphin. And I'll be sincere with you, I thought that I was in you said what? What's the name of the uh my gosh, I'm trying to remember the other cornerback. That's what I'm thinking about right now. Not about the 72 Dolphins. That was amazing because I was small. I was like 6 years old. My dad took me there, and my dad loved football. Uh, I remember looking at the sideline. Sam Madison. There it is. There it is. Yeah, yeah. He was a safety, right? He was a safety. But I mean, he was Madison, Surtain. Listen, they had a team. They had a team. They had an amazing team. You remember the Killer Bees? Kimball Camper, Bonbon Howard. Those are the Killer Bees. Let me tell you a guy that I used to love for the Miami Dolphins, and a lot of people didn't give him credit, and he was quarterbacks slash tight end. You know who it is? Jim Jensen. You remember Jim Jensen? My gosh, I remember. I'm gonna tell you a story that's it's a true story. Back then in the Orange Bowl, okay, the Dolphins played in the Orange Bowl, and then on here's how it goes. I used to clean the Orange Bowl at night, Every time a UM game is played, we used to come in, clean the stadium. Um, After we clean the stadium, the Dolphins play on Sunday. Well, in the tunnel, I bumped into Bob Greasy. I never forget that. I bumped into Jimmy Cephalo, and that's where I met Joe Rose. And I was going to school, but my part-time job was go at night. We should put a blower on top of ourselves. Yep. Okay, you see? Well, we used to go ahead and clean the stadium with a blower because the Dolphins had to play after the UM game. We had to come in Sunday. Actually, that I think it was 12 midnight. That same Sunday night to clean the stadium ready for the Dolphins the next day, and we used to go in for free and watch the game for free. Man, those were the good times for me. Every time they call us, man, we got and not only that, they even let us go into the UM game probably by halftime for free. You go in there, watch the UM game. When they finish the game, you start cleaning the stadium for the Dolphins next day, Sunday. My God, never forget. I was there when Kevin Winslow blocked the field goal of Uwe von Schaman. Do you remember that? Or maybe you're too young for that. My gosh, Kevin Winslow. Yeah, I mean, it brings me a lot of memories, man. I could tell you, and I got pictures there. I got even pictures with Don Shula. I got picture with actually I'm going to baseball now. Cal Ripken carrying my little boy. We were in Miami Stadium back then. I have great memories. I never forget that, man. I love. That's why I became a Dolphin. Became a Dolphin, and yeah, my dad took me. And let me go back to my dad. Took me to the game in 1972. I remember the swimming pool. There was a dolphin in the swimming pool, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought that I was gonna be, I was in the aquarium. Oh man, I'm gonna see animals here. I'm gonna see, and of course I was small back then. And when I looked to my other side, I saw these big players with a big helmet with a dolphin right in the helmet. And my dad was telling me everything about the Dolphins, about Don Shula, Earl Morrall. You take, Bob Greasy, uh, Paul Waterfield, you name it, Manny Fernandez. I said, wow. And all this, I start collecting cards of the team. Listen, one of the best center I ever seen and offensive tackle I ever seen too is Pouncey and Dwight Stevenson. Those was tremendous offensive line. Richmond Webb was a tremendous offensive line. So yeah, I live in Miami. I live in Miami from 1969 to, let me tell you right now, oh man, 90 something, 90, no, not 90, year 2000, 2000. I left Florida 2000. I moved into Georgia about 2001, 2002. I was back and forth. So I was there from 1969 all the way to 2000. And then we came here with the kids and my wife, and we moved down in Georgia. Now, don't ask me what I'm doing in Georgia. The reason why I did came down here, to be honest with you, is because the school was good back then. It's not the same now. It has changed a lot. And we moved down here. Then I stay here. I got a job here. I got transferred here from when I used to work. And I became, and everybody say, I'm surprised that you in Georgia and you're not a Falcon fan. I never liked the Falcons. Never did. Not being disrespectful. It's just not, Uh, okay, like example, look at me. Everybody thinks because you live in Florida, you are a Florida, fan base. You got the Heat, the Panthers, the Marlins, and the Dolphins. But you see, I'm a Dolphin, I'm a Panther, but I'm a Laker, I'm an Oriole. And if I tell you how I became an Oriole fan, it's funny. In Miami, they used to have a stadium called Miami Stadium. And that's where on spring training the Orioles used to play, and that's how I became an Oriole fan. And it's a true story. It's amazing, but it's a true story. And my dad passed away already. My mom passed away already. Uh, and I became a fan, and I've been a Dolphin fan all my life. So I know what these young guys that come out and watch the Dolphins. They haven't seen nothing yet. I mean, losing, yeah. Sometimes we take it too personal, and we do. But it's hard, man. It's hard. You know, I could tell you stories that I remember watching from the side. I don't know if you never heard about Don Strock. Remember the great flea flicker playoff game against the Chargers? Man, I remember Dan Fouts. Yeah, an Oriole. Yeah, it was a rough. Oh yeah, yes it was. Yes it was. Yes it was. Yes it was. But listen, I can't complain, man. But listen, I remember Dan Fouts, Don Strock came in, David Woodley. Oh my gosh. I mean, Dolphin. I got Dolphin out. I don't know where it is, but I know I have it somewhere in the attic. Dolphin autograph, Dolphin players. You remember David Overstreet? That if you never heard of it, you could Google it. You could watch it. The moment that he went to put gas in his vehicle, and his vehicle caught on fire, and he died. A great running back. I think the gas station blew up. Something like that. David Overstreet, a sad story. I'm gonna go with Curtis. Curtis sent me a thing to go live with him. I've been live with Dirk, uh, and Curtis did send me something. Hey, we need to get together. We're supposed to get together by Thanksgiving, but thing got kind of hard for me to get with Curtis. So I'm gonna try to join Curtis. I'm gonna try to join uh, the 305. Gridiron. I know you've been to the 305 Gridiron, so I would like to join him. Also them. Yeah. I talked to Curtis about it, I talked to Dirk about it, and because he asked me how I became a Dolphin fan and all that, and here's another one that it's amazing that I haven't heard from him in a while, but I do check on him. Is Aqua Vale, another Dolphin podcast. He has a great Dolphin podcast, Aqua Vale. The only thing of all these great, because I'm not gonna talk bad about none of them. They all have their opinion. They all have great insights. There's more that has more knowledge than the other ones. There's more, and it's fine. I see. I like Dirk because Dirk played football. Dirk, it's a type of guy that he knows about offensive linemen, offensive tackle. You got Curtis that he is so smart when it comes to number. Uh, I'm not that particular number guy. Statistics and PPF or PFF, whatever you want to call it. You know, I'm not that crazy about it. Why? Because those are just numbers, statistics. I'm not saying that they're they're wrong by doing that. You could find some skills from players by you using those kind of numbers. Or the run block percentage, the sack percentage. You know, I'm okay with that. I just don't get into that. I get more into win losses, injury. I'm more realistic about the sports, right? What I mean more realistic is more about uh, you got good games, you got bad games. You struggle. I look at past injuries. I look things that goes into the game. Now I'm not saying that Curtis because Curtis is smart. Dirk is smart. Anthony and Josh from the Gridiron, amazing. I mean those guys are amazing. Yeah, yeah. I noticed that he's been he's been doing. Kurt's been doing a lot with other podcaster, which I love that. I always check his channel. I check him, 305 Gridiron. I check Frozen Finn. Have you ever checked Finn Spin, the Mad Greek? Another, and he does shorts. He only does short. He doesn't have a live channel. He does shorts. I love the way he does his videos. Uh, it's just like a family thing. That's how I feel. We all family. We all here to support each other. One, and listen, I don't get mad if you don't watch my channel. I don't get. I really don't. I really don't. I mean, look, you came tonight. I love everyone. That's who I am, and I get more knowledge and more insight from them, and that's what I do because I believe we all family. We all get together. You know, I think we all, like I said, we all bleed dolphin color, right? We all bleed dolphin colors. We love our aqua and blue or aqua and orange, whatever you want to call it. We just love our team. Period. That's it. The only thing is, I'm gonna say this, and I don't say this in a bad way. You can't take too much things serious because you got fan and fanatics. There's a show I did years ago. Yeah, Dolphin Talk's pretty. I love it, man. It's listen. There's a show I did a while back, a podcast. It's called Fans and Fanatics, right? And there's two typical fans and fanatics, and this is where I try to tell people. Uh, and I know there's a passion for the game, there's a love for the game, but you have to be careful how serious you could get. Hey, how you doing, man? Thank you for joining in. Uh, I appreciate it. And you love the sports, but you gotta be careful how personal you could get with the sports. I seen people do things that, man, you don't want to hurt your family just because a team lost. Okay, now remember, there's people out there that they do the fantasy football. They play, they got the players, and they get too serious. I don't go that route. I'm sorry. I tell everybody, listen, I'm sorry. I used to give picks and prediction. I was so good last year of doing it. This year, I don't know why I didn't do it. Now, I had a record like 181 wins and probably 98 losses, and all my picks around there. I was known by saying, hey man, you know how to pick your games. Now it wasn't point spread. It's just who's gonna win, who's gonna lose. I did so good last year, but when it comes to fan and fanatics, that's where I'm worried because people take it too personal. And let me tell you what football is, and you know this, Abel. It's entertainment, okay? It's a sport that men like because we love our team and we dedicate to our team. But you got people that get too serious about it, okay, and do crazy things, man. And I've seen it before. I seen, and let's be honest. You seen it on YouTube. You got a Dallas fan. He gets mad. He punches the TV. He throws the TV on the driveway and he runs over it. Everybody's seen that. All type of fans. Don't take it that personal, man. Now, if you are a gambler and you play, that's a different story. I don't get involved in that because that's one thing I for sure could tell you. Now, I'm not against people that likes to play fantasy football. I'm okay with that. If you want to do that, amen, more power to you. But it's you putting your family in between a sport. That's where I have a problem with when you get too personal with it. I mean, do you understand what I'm trying to say? I mean, I'm not saying, hey man, are you really a Dolphin fan? Yeah, I mean, and listen, like I said, I have no problem. I have played fantasy football too. I have done it, okay, but I'm not gonna let fantasy football ruin my family, ruin my life. I mean, if I did well, I did. If I didn't do good, that's fine. But some people take it too serious. And it's kind of hard when you see that, it's kind of hard. You ask yourself why. I say, well, because people are very fantasized with their team. Okay, I give an example. I've been a Dolphin fan since 1972, undefeated season. Okay, Miami had a great winning record. Don Shula had so many good. Yeah, fantasy football. And I can explain it in a different way, and Abel could even address to this. Fantasy football is like you pick a player, a team, a player that you like to have a good season, and he's gonna have a breakout season, and you bet on, he's gonna have a good season. He's gonna have let's say 20 touchdown, 150 reception. You play some people play fantasy football through weeks. Some plays through full season. I mean, I don't know how it's changed. I haven't played in a long time. Abel might explain that much better because he's here with me on the chat. I try not to get involved. Uh, it's amazing how they say it's gambling, and then they advertise the gambling part of fantasy football, but then at the same time it says, please, if you have a gambling problem or you have this situation, please call this number. I just don't get it. You're forcing people to do it, then you're not forcing to do it. I mean, what is it, right? So I don't get involved as much as I used to, and I leave it alone because some people, like Abel said, some people just go crazy with it, and I just tell everybody, I seen people play the whole full check of the rent of the house and play and even put money on a car payment and lose it all. And that's me just saying. I'm not saying that we all grown up and we all have our own opinion, our own way of doing things, but some people go crazy doing stuff like that, and it's not worth it. At the end of the day, it's not worth it. I'm not losing my family for fantasy football. Now, that you might say I might take it too far. No, there's people that are great. They are good, fantasy football players, and they do great. They do. They pick the right player. They pick the right, numbers, and they have good season. Then it comes to injury, and then when they have the injury, then you have to change it around. Abel could tell you that's how it works. Yeah, you see, there you go. I mean, and like I say, I have no problem. I mean, I used to play it. I used to do it, but I didn't get involved as much of it because I mean, I say now let me go back to my sports and do my stuff, and but I'm not against anybody doing that. I'm not, but I mean, that's why I made that program. I told you, so if you find it one day, you'll see it. I put fan and fanatics, and there's two different kinds of fans and fanatics, and but that doesn't mean that it's up to you if you like what you if my dad used to be a poker player. He likes poker, and he was good. He was really good. My dad was good playing cards. I'm not gonna. I mean, he was amazing. Uh, One day, he was winning, 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 and then he started losing, 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 and he says, "This is it. I'm gonna have to give this up," because he realized, man, my family's in, my life is, I won't say my life is in jeopardy, but my family, I'm gonna lose my family. Sometimes you gotta be wise when you do this. You gotta be smart, wise, and think about it when you do these kind of things. That's all I'm saying. Like I say, I can't tell nobody what to do. I just, there's an old saying: you can lead the horse to the water, can't force it to drink it. That's what I'm trying to say. So I leave it to that, and nothing bad at all. I mean, there's people like it. So, what team is your dad? The Jaguars, right? Or which team you guys were rooting for? That is funny. So that's the first NFL game that they ever been to. looking into. Yeah, it's the first round. Wow, Jags and wow. That probably was funny as heck. Oh yeah, listen, you're talking about expensive? Yes, yes, Abel. It is expensive, man. Oh, your brother's a Jag and your dad's a Vikings. Oh boy. Wow. Well, at least your brother should be happy because the Jags are having a great season. Now the Vikings on your dad, I don't know. I don't. You know, into overtime. Oh, you're right. They went into overtime. Oh, crap. That's probably funny. Well, you think your Colts might lose to the Jaguars? It's gonna listen. It's gonna be a close one, buddy. This is something that the Colts started good. I was telling Abel in the beginning, you're gonna have some key games this Sunday. Uh, I know they're playing at Jacksonville, but this is for the division lead. So, can you stop? Can the Jaguars stop your running back? If they can, and then you're gonna have to rely on your quarterback arm. And I don't know. I mean, you guys have a chance, man. I mean, just because you guys are struggling now, don't give up. Listen, one of the Pittsburgh guy went to see the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Jaguars. He told me that he paid almost almost $175 for a ticket. He said, yeah, I mean, all I know that's going to be a good matchup on Sunday because you got two teams that want to win that division. Yeah, who knows? They might, might break a streak. But you see, Daniel did good. I mean, Daniel did good for the quarterback for the Colts. He was doing good in the beginning, and then I think from the Pittsburgh game is where you saw that they went downhill. But I think they'll bounce back against the Jaguars. It's going to be a good game. I can tell you that. When those two teams face each other, it's always a good game, regardless. So like I say, don't Ken, don't give up on your Colts, man. See, I was telling Abel earlier, teams that beat Miami already, and Miami's getting a little hot streak here at the end, making a run here. But the Colts and and teams that they lost like Ravens, teams that should have beat, uh, might cost them. Indiana Jones. That's a good. Oh man, who put that name Indiana Jones? Was it you or was it Indiana Jones? What a nickname. Hey, let's be honest. Dolphin made him look like a superstar quarterback on game one. And I believe they came out strong, man. The Colts came out strong. After they beat Miami, nobody knew that they would be this good, and they are good. The Big Ten game. Let me see my schedule here because I didn't watch my schedule. Well, the only thing I'm upset, Ken, I ain't gonna lie to you, is the Hurricanes not making it to the playoffs. That's the only thing I'm upset. How in the heck you beat Notre Dame and you're not in the playoffs? That's the only thing I'm upset. Yeah, there's a lot of good games on college football. I was telling Abel. Abel's not a college guy, so let me get my stuff here. Hold on. I was watching that earlier. Let me get in here before. There it is, right here. All right. Let me get here. There it is, right here. Well, you do get some good games tomorrow. Well, that's what I'll be talking about. Yeah, I listen. BYU and Texas Tech. I'm gonna go. Let me go through this for a second. Hold on. I'm gonna show you. Give me a second. Let me go through this. Let me go through this. Let me go through this. Make it easier. There it is. All right, here we go. I'm gonna tell you who I got. That was my thing for tomorrow, but I'll do it with you tonight, Ken, so I can show you what I like here. All right, here we go. Let me take this off here. All right, so I'm gonna start the first game here, and you tell me who you guys like. Yeah, they have the Dolphin colors too. All right, so you got ABC has BYU and Texas Tech, right? So number 11 versus number 4. Then you got Georgia and Alabama. Then you got Indiana and Ohio State. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna go with Ohio State. You guys tell me who you like. And then you got Duke and Virginia. And don't ask me why Duke at 7-5 in Virginia, but of course they're doing that title thing. Who do you like? Okay, you got Texas Tech. Okay, that's what I got. I got Texas Tech beating BYU. Unfortunately, I got Georgia beating Alabama. I do got Georgia beating Alabama this time. And then I got Ohio State beating Indiana. Okay, you got Alabama. Not bad, not bad. And Duke and Virginia. Listen, you could toss on that one, man. Duke and Virginia. So you have great games tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be tough, man. If Indiana, but Ohio State, man, they look, you know what? To be honest with you, both team looks good. I'm going to be straight honest with you. Both teams look, they look good because it's number one versus number two. So, but doing to the schedule that Ohio State had, okay, compared to Indiana, I mean, who knows? This might be a game that might be and I won't doubt it'll be an overtime game. Yeah, you're right. Duke and Virginia. Who cares? You ain't you ain't lying. Listen, that should be the Hurricane right there. But of course, the Hurricanes lost to Louisville, and the Hurricane lost to who was it? The other team was it Syracuse? They lost to. Oh, I think it was it was Louisville and somebody they lost to. I mean, I got so pissed, man. And then they beat Notre Dame and they didn't make the playoffs, which is crazy. All right, you got Texas Tech, Georgia, and Ohio State. Yeah, he got my pick. He got my pick. Yeah, I don't think BYU. BYU they're ranked there, but they haven't played nobody big enough to show their they're 11-1, 11-1. So that's the first game at 12 p.m. and then at 4 p.m. will be Georgia and Alabama. Listen, I believe Kirby Smart is not smart enough, but I hope he beats Alabama. I know it's going to be hard because they're playing, and that's the Big 12 championship, and that's the SEC championship, and then you got Big 10, Indiana, and Ohio State. That's going to be tough, man. That's going to be tough. That's a good game. Yeah, that could be a revenge game. Yes, it can. You see, but now I heard this today. I don't know if they changed it yet. They said if Georgia beats Alabama, that the Hurricanes have a chance to get in. Now, how is that going to happen? You tell me, because these are championship games that has nothing to do with the playoffs. Bill Belichick, listen. They were saying, now you say Bill Belichick, they were saying they wanted Mike Tomlin to go to college football. Mike Tomlin is not going to go to college football. Trust me. Mike Tomlin could coach better than Bill Belichick right now. Yeah, damn, I feel bad for that coach. I'm not going to lie to you. You know what Bill Belichick wanted to do, right? He wanted to break Don Shula record. And I remember that between him and Brady, they had to split. They had to break up because pretty soon the NFL will be starting investigating these games. So they said, let's get divorced here. And that's to give them a chance to, so they both could be at the Hall of Fame. If they would have stayed together, I'm not going to lie to you, something would have happened. But yeah, well, I guess tomorrow I'll be doing these games too. I'll send a little report on this game. How the heck you know what? I'm so ahead of myself. We're only, 20 days now? Well, not 20 days, 19 days for Christmas. Let me ask you a question. Are you guys ready for Christmas? Because listen, I was ready for Thanksgiving, but I was not ready for Christmas. Oh, man. Listen, the moment they did the inflatable ball, remember that? Oh my God. When they used to inflate that ball, oh man, come on, Brady and come on, Belichick. Well, remember, they changed his name from what was it, not Belichick, Belichick? That's what they call him. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Yes, Ken, I'm gonna go live tomorrow night. Yes, I will. I'll let you guys know. I'll leave if you have your notification bell on. I'll leave it for tomorrow. I might do the Indiana, Ohio. I might even do the Georgia, Alabama. I might start the 4 o'clock game, or I might start the 8 o'clock game. Either of those two. Which I'll probably go full both. Sometimes I could do both. Sometimes I can't. All right, man. You have a great night. Thank you so much, Abel. Listen, take care, buddy. Thank you for coming in, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm gonna. I'll have a scoreboard, Ken, in the bottom. I'll have a live. Let me see if I got one here. I'm not show you on my screen. Let me see if I can pull one because I was doing the Lakers earlier, just testing it. Okay, see right there when it pops out, you'll have you have a scoreboard like this, and then it's gonna show you the teams, and it's gonna have like the scores, first quarter, second quarter, whatever they call timeout. It's just gonna give you scores, and that's how I keep it here. So you can see that's what I have, and I'll be talking about quarterback. I'll be talking about the game. So oh no, you're good. You're good, man. You're good. You're good. I'll go live. Like I said, I tell I got people that joins in later on and they come in and they join and everything. So it doesn't bother me at all. I just I got a lot of fans. A lot of fan comes out. They don't. I have a lot of fans that like college football. A lot of fans don't have a lot of college football. I try to do. You see, everybody thinks that I'm only Dolphins, but I do all kind of general football. I do football, baseball, basketball, and I try to talk of everybody's team. Yes, I will. I say he should win the Heisman. I said that to myself. I think he should win the Heisman. Uh, and if he doesn't win it, then I was telling Abel tonight, actually this morning. I disagree a lot with the committee. All right, especially the NCAA committee. Okay, I believe they got too much favoritism. I believe that they like who they want to put there. I think, and I know it's a voting thing. People vote for the best player, and I think he should win the Heisman Trophy. To be honest with you, I don't. I think he had a great year. I think he's one of the top quarterback. I could tell you something right now. Uh, Once he goes to the NFL, I bet you he'll be picked. Believe it or not, some people say, "Well, I don't think." Well, I think he could. There's a lot of quarterbacks that I mean, of course, there's still that in this class that could come out for next year and have not next year for the following years in the NFL to make it to the they become NFL professional players. But once again, man, and right now there's a lot of team in the NFL that needs quarterbacks. I can tell you that. Yeah, if that's going to be, I think it's going to be probably one of the biggest games. To be honest with you, it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a physical game. I think it's going to be like I said, I would not be surprised they go overtime. I would not be surprised. And who knows, man? I mean, number one against number two, man. I always feel when teams match up like that, 1 and 2, man, it is so difficult. But unfortunately, at the end of the day, somebody got to win. And who knows? Maybe Indiana do upset Ohio State. But Ohio State, just because, and once again, I told you earlier, like I told you, the committee. Who's the big cat? Who's the big name? It's not Indiana. The big name is Ohio State. And this is what I'm afraid of. Okay, because this is, but listen, I think Indiana, they do have a chance to beat them. It's like in football. Any given Sunday you get beat up, any given Saturday you could get beat up. So they're both undefeated. And that's the hardest part when you have two teams that are 1 and 2, which I can tell you the truth. The pressure is on Ohio State, right? Because they're number 1. Indiana's number 2. So for Indiana says, hey, we're number 2, we beat them, we're number 1. I mean, in a sense, they are. And that's a good way to, I believe they could go to the national championship. I do believe Indiana could go. This is probably the two strongest team that can make it to the finals. And I'm dead serious. Because Georgia, Alabama's mediocre, man. Georgia has one thing, and I live here in Georgia. One day Kirby has him playing, second day he doesn't have him playing. I mean, it's like, what in the world? What kind of team you have on Saturdays? So, and then you got Duke and Virginia. Who cares? Like you said, who cares about that one? Then BYU and Texas Tech. It's a good, decent game, but I think Indiana could beat BYU. I think Indiana could beat Texas Tech. I think Indiana could beat Alabama. I'll be honest with you. And even Georgia. So I have no doubts. Well, it's because, you see, this is what I try to tell you, Ken. It's because they find Georgia. You see, once again, the committee, and when I say the college committee, it's because they want big name schools up there. And when they do that, okay, what do you see every year? The Notre Dames, the Ohio States, the Oklahoma Sooners, the Texas, okay, the Georgias. I think I mentioned Notre Dame already, right? They don't want these other schools that come out. They're doing so well, okay, that shows up and say, hey, man, this, they don't give them credit. And this is why I get mad when it comes to the college committee. All right, because there's so much favoritism. Oh, man, I want to see Georgia there. I want to see Alabama in there. Oh, I forgot another one, LSU. I want to see LSU. What happened to the LSU program? You see how they drop pretty fast? Another team, Penn State. What happened to Penn State? What happened to Michigan? All these big school names are just dropping. Little by little, they're dropping. I'm not saying they're bad schools. I'm just saying that the committee gives them that favoritism. Listen, if Michigan would have beat Ohio State on the last game of the season, well, what would have happened? What would have ranked Ohio State? Where did Michigan rank? And when I tell you this, because I'll look at the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes in Notre Dame finished with the same record of 10-2. Can you tell me why Notre Dame made it and not Miami? because that I know of, Miami beat Notre Dame. That's the part I don't get, and I'm talking about the playoff, the bracket right now, the brackets, not the big games that are coming up tomorrow. That's my concern right now. So once again, the committee is going to favor who they want, and I disagree with that. I think if you beaten a ranked team, when Miami played Notre Dame was favorite, not even the Hurricanes. And not because I'm talking about my Hurricanes, but okay, I look at Indiana. They say, oh man, they're 12-0, but they haven't played nobody. How can you say that? How can you say they haven't played nobody? So how in the heck they're number 2 in the country? Because you got people that want to see Indiana in that top ranking. Well, you got rankings from top 1 to 25. You got to give these kids a chance, man. These college kids a chance. You know, if they beat a top team, you know, okay, that doesn't mean that, okay, if you, let's say you're number 5 and you beat number 1, okay, just because you beat number 1, it doesn't mean you should be on top at number 1. No, because it's based on your conference and based on your records and all that. But at least give some credit to that college team by being the top team. And the committee is not doing that this year. I noticed that. And let me tell you what ruined college football. And you might disagree. Yeah, that's right. They kicked it right. There it goes. They beat Oregon and Oregon exactly. And they kicked their butt. And if you don't see that, okay, and the committee don't see that, oh my, just because they're undefeated. And I'll give you an example, which it's ruined college football. This transfer portal thing. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm against it. Why? Okay, I'm not saying that college kids deserve to get paid. They do, Ken. But then you got college kid. Come on, man. That they want to play for their country. You know, their school. Okay, let's say their school. Hey, man, I want to play for Texas. This is where I was born. This is what I want to play for. This is the team I want to play for. But no, here comes another team. Hey, I'll give you $3,000. You know, I'll give you $3 million. Come over here and play with us. That has messed up the whole program. I believe the portal has messed up everybody. Look at the guy from LSU. Look what Kiflin did. A team that's going to a championship. Yeah, me either. And I'm sorry, and I say the truth. I'm not a fan of it. Why? Because you're hurting these kids, and now you got these kids. Hey, man, look at. I use the Hurricanes for an example. They get the quarterback from Georgia, Beck. They bring him to UM. They pay him what, $6 million, or I forgot how much they pay him, or $9 million. Hey, come on, let's play for the Hurricanes. What are you doing? Come on, man. You're paying $9 million, and then when he goes to the NFL, all he's going to get is $3 million. I'm not saying that they don't need money. I'm not saying but golly, man, this portal has destroyed the whole entire college program. Because now you decide where you feel like playing. And that's not fair for any team, any college team. I don't care who it is. And right now it's hurting college team. I mean, what Kiflin did going to LSU in the middle of a freaking tournament, it's like you quit on those guys. You quit on those kids. You forgot you got a championship game to play? You forgot you got a playoff game to play? That's the part I don't understand. And then one guy told me, well, George, he left for LSU because his kids are playing for LSU. Really? What about the other kids? The other college kids? It's sad, man. It's sad. It's sad the way the actual college football program it's run by this sorry committee. I'm sorry to say it that way. So, but yeah, but I go live tomorrow. I'm gonna go live tomorrow. And I'm glad you told me that because I forgot all about it. And I ain't gonna lie, I had this for tomorrow, and I say, oh my God, there is 6 games. There's 4 games tomorrow, and I forgot all about it. I'm glad you told me that, Ken. I appreciate that for real. But listen, I want to thank everybody that actually joined the chat. I came late tonight, and those that join in and listen, check their channel. Thank you for being fans. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your support. Uh, I'm a long way from this. This is my second year doing this. I did it last year, and I'm doing it this year. Yes, I'm not monetized. I'm having fun with this. I enjoy this. I enjoy to interact with everybody. Uh, no, I'm not always right. I make mistake. I'm human. Uh, I love sports in general. The only thing I don't like is the fairness of the sports. How money has controlled the sports in these past years. That you lose that passion. So, oh no, you're welcome, buddy. And I want to thank everybody that show up. Really, I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Once again, listen, I'll be going live tomorrow. Send you guys a notification. You guys have a blessed night. Once again, man, fins up. We got good NFL games, good college football tomorrow, and see you then. And you guys have a blessed night. And thank you so much. I appreciate it.